Hello everyone, and welcome back to Middle Supremacy! Yeah! Oh baby, welcome guys, hello! That's right, welcome back to the middle company. Alright? This ain't no Limbus or Limbu, this is middle. Welcome to Middle Company. Hope you guys are good. It's lovely to see you all. Be warned, it's gonna be meta as hell. The greed of the middle is never to be... Like, dude, the infinite greed of the middle. Like, what can I say? This is about the middle. Yes, welcome guys. We have another actually, I can show it off right now. Hold on. Here it is. Ignore the colors. There's a new tech now where people are doing the highlighting. I don't like it, but you know what? It makes it easier to read, I guess. Here it is. Here's the inverted colors. I hate this, but it's the only one that wasn't like an AI gen upscale, so... Here it is, the latest ego that has been teased. She's very pretty. She's very adorable. Also, I'm 99% sure this is Sancho, by the way. Like, this is actually Sancho. This is not Don, by the way. But we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, hold on. I need to calm down the middle Toju. We need to put on like the chiller middle OST. Hold on, where is it? There we go. So, yes, guys, the latest ego has been teased, and it is Will You Play Don Quixote? Not gonna lie to you, I was not expecting Will You Play Don Quixote? The greed of Labubu, who has 2 egos now. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, you know what? I like Labubu, and you know what? It's a middle upscale. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you. So here we have Will You Play. If you don't know what Will You Play is, it's scissors, right? You can see by the doll here, the Envy doll. It's gonna be the first ego banner. Yeah, this will be the first ego-only banner since Indicant Trial. What's playing? Oh, dude, the freaking repeat thing doesn't work. There we go. This is the first solo ego banner since, since Indicant Trial Rhodion. How's this a middle upscale? Well, I can tell you. First of all, it's most likely an Envy ego. Second, Don Quixote has a lot of Envy slots already, so it's probably going to be on a slot that she doesn't have, meaning that it's most likely going to be a Zane. Because the other one's a Zane. So 2 Zanes, maybe? Although having 2 Zanes would be interesting. But yeah, nonetheless. Otis's one is strictly an Envy ego that benefits the ego. That benefits Envy. So Don, most likely gonna have that as well. How does Don get full ego when he only has 1 that's in base? That's because Don's Envy is greed. So let's have a quick read of the ego here, as you can see here. Thou hast lost. Now, rules are rules. Thus, forfeit thine arm anon. Which I think she's speaking Old English here, so I think when she says anon, she means like post-haste, like immediately. Also, what do you mean she's chopping off your arm? It's very adorable. It's a very, very cute. She's not wearing the onesie like Otis is. So Otis was wearing the onesie. I think she's actually just in the dress. So she is just wearing the Labubu fit. So it looks like you played a little bit of rock, paper, scissors, and she chopped your armor. So, yeah. We can see she's got a cute little eye patch on, like the little eye. She's got the little doll as an eye patch. It's so adorable. She's got the little needles sticking out of her head. She has the glowing red eye. She's got the Limbus dress. And you'll notice her exposed leg here, her foot. Yeah, her ass tweaking. Okay, she does not have her. I don't actually know if she has Roshinante. Does she have Roshinante on in her other egos or no? I don't think so, right? Oh no, she does. No, I think it's a half. But she's got her feet out, so she's in Don mode as you can see. She's in Sancho mode. At least I think that's how it works with Dawn. I'm not actually familiar with her egos. I don't know if she has her shoes on and all her. I know she has it on her base ego. I don't actually know. I guess I could check real quick. Roshinante is in the other egos. No Roshinante except her base ego? Okay. So, nonetheless, she is still glowing red, so this is very much supposed to be like Blood Fiend Dawn, probably. And we can see the giant scissors at the back here. We can see the graffiti on the wall. And then we can see the hair of the boo-boo. Nice the base. Okay, yeah. Right. Her eye patch is the button. Yeah, it's the button. She's so adorable. It's so adorable. We got the little eye patch on. She's hugging the little voodoo doll. You know, she's covered in blood. What's not to enjoy? You know, what's not to find adorable? But yeah, we'll be talking about this. Potential slots, she's so tiny, she's so small. And yeah, this is, as far as we are aware, this is the only thing coming out not this week, next week. There's a lit version. That is, I'm pretty sure that's AI upscaled, so I'm not gonna use that, no. This is fine, I can see everything here clearly, and I don't need to look anywhere else. Yes, and also, it's a potential middle upscale. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else coming out with it, because nowadays they kind of show everything. So if they don't post multiple teasers, I'm assuming that there's no more. There's only one thing. Yeah, it's only one thing. Yeah, it's gonna be the ego. So, multiple things. Number one, this is probably going to be a buff to both Middle Dawn and, what's the word? Middle Dawn and Queenie. They're the envy skills. And I guess maybe W Dawn, probably Queenie and W. Second, this is probably going to upscale Middle Dawn a bit more, because Middle Dawn, although she does have a very good skill 3, she is considered one of the weaker middles compared to everyone else. So this might upscale her. We don't have enough middle. Yeah, we don't have enough middle. We need more middle. Yeah, we might see some more curses. We might see someone else. We're going to be looking at Otis as a comparison, and we're going to... We'll use Otis as a comparison and see what kind of thing they might do. So let's do that now, shall we? Right, I'm still on the... Alright. So, obviously, Dawn, scissors. The only other scissors we have from Otism. I'll go for scissors. How about you? So, Otis's one is very special. Because Otis's one is specifically a clash ego, and it's a clash win ego. Like, that's its objective. It just clash wins. Like, if you don't clash with this ego or win, you don't activate any of its effects. On unopposed attack, you do not activate the skills. Now, funnily, because the way that Labubu works is that she wants to lose the clash, right? So maybe will they do a clash? Oh, you know what? They minus coin Zane potential? Nah, no way. I doubt it. So we have an unbreakable. We have the on hit without cracking effects on unopposed attack. We have consume the envy ego. So I don't think that Don's is gonna do this. Maybe it will. Maybe they'll have 2 Zane ego. I don't think so. Because if it is Zane, by the way, this is going off the assumption that it is Zane, because if we have a look here, Dawn has well, she's got 3 He's, she's got 3 Teths, she's got 2 Wows. She does not have a Zane. So this could be her first Zane, which would be very interesting, because I think, is this going to be the first ego that has multiple Zanes? Potentially. If this is it. Maybe it's clash lose or it's unopposed attack. It could be unopposed attack. So yeah, then you also have the corrosion is the one that you like your offensive move. Like this is supposed to be the this is like the support move. This is like the offensive version. Because you get 1 billion, look at that. The million final power and attack weight. And you get shield too. I forget, you get, right, yeah, if you clash lose with this one, you get Needle and Curse. We're probably gonna have Needle. So more Needle, which is good, which means more bleed count on the middle team. It might be both resource. I'm curious, because I don't think another Zane exists where both people have multiple Zanes. Like Bygone, Soda, Holiday, Hornet, not Hornet, Death Maggot, Into the Sunset, Cavernous, Scissors, Ledger Domain. Yeah. So all of the Zanes so far are unique. So this will be the first potential, if it is a Zane, first the double Zane. Which makes me believe that it might be a he. They might upscale her to a he. I don't know. I'm just getting that feeling. We'll see. I hope it's Zane. I do think so. Ricardo sneaks in again. And I got BE. Wow. Great job. Turn up the volume. It could be he. That I do agree. I think it could be he. Like Otis Holiday is a he. Heathcliff's Zane is a he. There are other examples, like Cavernous Wailing is a Zane, and then Cavernous Wailing is a Teth. Also, Cavernous Wailing's... I mean, there's no way it's not a bleed ego, right? What's the Labubu Abdo in row 6 tier? She's a Zane. She's a Zane 4, I think. I believe so. Yeah, so sinners who have multiple of the same abnormality typically do not have the same tier. Except for Dawn. Actually, never mind. I literally just lied. Wishing Can has 2 Teths. So I literally just lied. I just spread this information. I'm sorry. Also, I think... No. 9-2 is a... Is 9-2 a he or a... Damn, 9-2 is a he. Yo, can we thread spin 5 this, bro? Thanks, keep it doing. I think... Is Wishing Khan the only example like that? Oh, I guess Dimension Shredder. All Dimension Shredders are he, to be fair. Yeah, so Dim Shreds are all he. Wishing Khans are all Teth. What else? Thorakagia are 2 he as well. Oh, so it could be 2 Zane. It really could be. Although, have any of the Zane been the same keyword as their base ego? Both looks like true. Have any of the base? Okay, Bygone Days is sinking, but Crow's Eye View doesn't inflict the keyword, right? No. Soda is sinking. Hers is burn. Holiday is technically everything, but I don't think Holiday Body Sack inflicts anything. No, Body Sack doesn't inflict anything. 100-foot Death Maggot is sinking and Rupture, and Snack Up is Tremor. Rhodion's is Burn Bleed. Oh, I guess what is cast? Oh yeah, no, that could be it then. She does break the mold. Because that's Rupture, and technically these are both Tremor. So yeah, I guess Into the Sunset does have both Bleed and Burn on it, although it's more Burn oriented than Bleed. Because it's Lust. Actually, no, it's more Bleed. No, it is more Bleed focus. Yeah, no. Wrath and Lust with Bleed. Okay, yeah, so it could be 2 Bleeds. Hello. How are they gonna make it different? Great question. I guess that's what we're here to figure out, right? We're here to theorize. She might not have clash conditionals. She might have unopposed conditionals. I think that would be very unique. Will she be the first to ever get 4 of the same type? I think Ishmael has 4 of the same type, no? Well, she has 3. Yeah, well, Ishmael has 4 Gloom Ego, but she doesn't have it in every slot. I do think that Dawn is the only one who will, if this is a Zane, she will have an Envy in every slot. I guess I want to play on reruns, as long as you... Actually, I don't know. That's a great question. I have no idea. Will it be on La Mancha? Oh, good point. I didn't even think about that. It could be a La Mancha Land upscale. To be honest with you, her base ego is a La Mancha Land upscale already. To be honest with you, like, La Sangre de Sancho is kind of a you know, Dawn upscale. But maybe it does work on La Mancha Land. They'll also put some more announcers on this. That actually could be a thing. We could get some more announcers. This also could be a Threadsman 5. By the way, this could be a Threadsman 5. I don't know though. I hope so. I hope it's a Threadsman 5. I don't know what the release schedule for Threadsman 5s is. Wait, guys, what's a Threadsman 5 they can release alongside this? Middle. Threadsman 5. What could they release? What could it be? Soda? Soda Honglu. No, he's not a middle ID. Fuck. Will it be good and bleed? It's probably gonna be something along the lines. It'll definitely have the Where's Ryoshu? Oh, Otis. It'll have the bleed, the unique bleed. It'll have needle and nails at least. So it will have bleed count. Alpols? Soda? Oh, wait. Screw Loose Wallop. Wait, Screw Loose Mersault. Threadspin 5? Hold on. Oh, wait, or Screaming. Nah, I doubt they'll do Screaming. I think Screaming's fine. Probably Screw Loose Wallop. Oh, if they do Wait, if they do Screw Loose Wallop Threadspin 5 and release a new Dawn Ego, this genuinely might be middle projectMoon. It might actually be middle propaganda if it is Screw Loose Wallop Threadspin 5. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They might the ProjectMoon headquarters might genuinely be like affiliated with the middle. Yeah, Screaming's fine. This passive needs a rework. Right? That's the thing. The effect of Screw Loose Wallop is fine. But the passive needs a buff. Hello, welcome. The passive needs a buff. The thing with the passive is that it's cool, but it's super situational and very, 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 very not typically good. Now, it's kind of like the same in Library. Let's just say it's the same as in like Library of Ruiner, right? But they should, you know what they could do? They could give this passive. High key, what if they made this passive that you get a revive? Hold on, let me cook. What if Threadspin 5 Screw Loose Wallop, you keep Final Augment, right? but maybe you raise the percentage. Like, what if it was this? Hold on, let me cook. What if, instead of it being 25%, it was like 45 or 50%, and then it had an extra line that says, this unit survives at 1 HP, or like this unit will not die to ego skill Screwless Wallop. I know it says then die every time, or it's like the first time this unit activates final augment, do not die. Right? Like something like that. Or maybe, you know, yeah, like but only the first time. So it's like you activate the passive, right? So for the 3 turns, you get the attack power, the defense power, the haste. And then after that, it's like, okay, the next time you do it now, you will die, right? Like the next turn, the next time you use the ego and you go down 3 turns, you'll die. But the first time, they might HP gate it. That might be high key. Hold on, that might be go with the source. That might be OP though. I don't know if it'll be OP, but like it won't kill you. Like you'll still die to things, right? Like for example, like if you get killed, you'll still die, but only when you activate the final augment passive. It's strong for a death, yeah, but it kills you. The passive kills you. So that at least if they just do like an Ardor Blossom and then they just say, yeah, the final augment, you get 1 free use of final augment before it doesn't heal you, by the way. It keeps you at 1 HP. It's not like it doesn't like full heal you or anything. It's just like deadass, just add the line. The first time in this encounter, final augment is activated, the passive, does not kill the unit. Or this unit remains at 1 HP. Boom. And then maybe I would raise the HP requirement so you could activate it earlier. So it's like, instead of being 25, I'd say 50. Fuck it, make it 50%. Only if you the free revive is only active if you proc the passive. If you don't proc the passive, you don't get a revive. That's what I'm thinking, right? Also, maybe give it a keyword. Maybe give it Tremor or something, I don't know. Just so you can use it in Mirror Dungeon. I don't think you need it. Maybe make this view 2 surgery. On God, make the Awakening give me 2 surgery next turn. And then make the Corrosion like 3. That would be kind of funny. It could be charge. Honestly, technically, his ego. Okay, yeah, his ego gives us charge and tremor. Technically, it's both. Charge, tremor, upscale. Oh shit! 35 theory crafting. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Charge, tremor. Kanto 10. Charge, tremor. It's genius. I've cracked it. I have uncovered the secret ProjectMoon Kanto 10 season files. It's gonna be Charge Tremor. It's a Rose Banner upscale. Sorry, I completely forgot this was supposed to be buffing Middle Mersault, by the way. I've spiraled into I've spiraled into just Threadspin 5 discussion. Maybe it sets your HP to 4. Yeah, it could do something like that. Like maybe you keep the surgery thing. Rose Banner upscale. But yeah, right. The reason we were talking about this ego is because we were talking about potential Threadspin 5 releasing alongside the ego. Why charge? He already has electric? Oh, that's true. That's why I said Tremor. So I think this could get a Threadspin 5. What needs a Threadspin 5? Genuinely. This could get Threadspin 5. I don't think anything in Mersault's kit needs Threadspin 5 besides like that. Like, everything else is fine. Pursuance is fine, Capote is goated, Regret is OP. Screwless Wallop is like the only thing. What else could use a Threadspin 5? High key, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Sunshine could get a Threadspin 5. But like, I'll talk about that later. Faust. I don't think Hexnail will get it. Hexnail's fine. 9-2. Yeah, that definitely needs a lot of stuff. Capote? Hell no. Why Mersault? So, the reason I was talking about Mersault was because the reason I'm talking about Assault is because Dawn Ego's coming out, and I said, what if they released a Threadspin 5 for a middle Assault, like from Assault ID, and then I was like, it's middle propaganda. There are Project Egos that needed Threadspin 5 version. Okay, so that was kind of an exception because they were reworking, they were updating the entire Fourth Match Flame line, like the line of it. However, the reason they released Ryoshu's was because they released it alongside her ID. Otherwise, they probably would have been later. 9-2? Yeah, 9-2 is probably the only thing. I mean, Lasso could... I mean, I don't know. I don't think Lasso needs a Threadspin 5, but I would like a Lasso. What if we give him an envy counter? That would go kind of crazy. Think that 9-2? Yeah. Yeah, but she's probably gonna get, does it matter if it's seasonal? I don't think it matters if it's seasonal, no. I mean, Fourth Match Flame is seasonal. Is Fourth Match Flame not seasonal? Yeah, Fourth Match Flame is season 1. Yeah, we were talking about Dawn. Dawn is probably going to get a Zane. She's probably going to get those, a second Zane alongside Otis's. That's what we were talking about before. It's going to somehow make Philip OP. Ryoshu. Honestly, I genuinely think both Red Eyes deserve Threadspin 5s. Maybe not Red Eyes closed. Red Eyes open, I think it could use a Threadspin 5. They need to put a keyword on it. Are they all Battle Passes? Were they on Battle Pass? I didn't play the first season. Oh shit, maybe they were on Battle Pass. Well, doesn't that mean Screw Loose is also on Battle Pass? Wasn't Screw Loose Wallop also on Battle Pass? Yeah, there's also Battle Pass. On God, I think both Red Eyes need a Threadspin. But mainly open. Yeah, dead ass. Make a bleed charge, and this one you have to give a passive to Ryoshu to reap Ryoshu. Yeah, they both had it. It was a series. Okay, what else came out in season 1 with the Ego? Hold on, I actually don't know. Let me look. I'm gonna Google it. I'm going to use the internet. Season 1. Well, if I type in list of Ego. Can I sort by season? That would be fucking too easy, wouldn't it? Season 1. Ah, here we go. Ebony Stem, Fourth Match Flame, Impending Day, Double Fluid Sac, Ledger Domain, Screw Loose Wallop, Roseate Desires, Rhyme Shank, and Telepole Heathcliff. And then Double Lifetime Stew. Okay, high key, hold on. There's a lot of good picks here. Also, Screw Loose Wallop is in here, so my potential dream might be probable. So Screw Loose Wallop, Double Roseate Desire. I do think honestly, Hong Lu Roseate Desire more than Ishmael. Rhyme Shank Threadspin 5. Actually true. Honestly, I think Hong Lu's Roseate Desire. Why did it have so much? Because it was the first content of the game. Ishmael's one can probably hold on. I don't think Ishmael's one needs it. Deadass. I genuinely don't think Ishmael Roseate Desire needs it. Like, bro, 10 offensive down, 3 paralyzed, 3 bind, and then one of the infinite bind on Clashwind. Yeah, she's good. I forget that this turns into a positive coin. But this one ain't it, bro. Lust A-Res divided by 4? Bro, no one's hitting that. That needs to be Lust Res divided by 4. Or divided by 3 or something. Give the ribbon to him. Honestly, he should probably have pink ribbon on, like... He should probably have ribbon on hit, to be honest with you. Have they buffed Dimension Shredder? I don't think they're gonna buff Dimension Shredder. Dimension Shredder's already goaded. Fluid Sac. Faust Fluid Sac. What if, wait guys, but hold on, hear me out. What if they Threadspin 5 Faust Fluid Sac, but they actually nerf it? What if they actually balance Thread Spin Fluid Sac? Hear me out. Genuinely hear me out. I know how to balance Fluid Sac. Like Thread Spin 5 it, gut the healing from it. Gut the healing, and instead focus it on being an SP ego. You don't Thread Spin it? Like old times, hold on, hear me out. I'm not saying gut it to make it worthless. I'm saying change the focus of the Fluid Sac. Okay, hear me out. Hold on, let me cook. Focus this on being an SP ego, less than a healing ego. They don't want to upgrade it? That's fine. You don't have to upgrade it. You don't have to upgrade anything in the game. What do we just do Thread Spin 5? You just do Thread Spin 5 it. But in the future, they will balance everything around Thread Spin 5 Fluid Sac, not Thread Spin 4 Fluid Sac. Okay, genuinely hear me out. Like no meme, hear me out. Make this shit like 5% of max HP. Or like between 5 to 10. Hell, 7. Like you have a little bit of healing, but not that much. But move this bit here, the heal SP, you move this onto the base attack. So, attack end, you heal 25 SP flat. And then you only heal like 5% max HP. That's genuinely, like, you don't need a coin flip. That's kind of worth it. And then maybe you can give it another head attack end. Maybe like a head attack end. Maybe make the head attack end heal more HP or something. And switch it to flat or something. Take it off flat. I wouldn't take it off flat. Keep it keywordless. Yeah, keep it keywordless because, you know, you don't want to be able to do this. What makes that? No, because think about it, right? Okay, no. You have to hear it out. You have to listen. This is the exact same scenario that Talisman Sinclair went through. And ignoring the problem does not make it better. Okay? More healing egos? Yeah, of course, everyone should get more healing egos. But here's the problem. Okay? Here's the thing. Let's just hear the logical reasoning. Rupture, the entire design of Rupture was held back because they knew Talisman Sinclair existed. Okay? That's like, boom. Okay, cool. So they had to remove Talisman Sinclair. Now, they had to remove Talisman Sinclair immediately. Like, when he first came out, he should have been gutted. He should have never been like that. But we can chalk that up to they didn't know what they were doing back then. This is the same thing, but for egos. Right? Yeah, but egos are always better than IDs. That's the problem. Right? Egos are always better than IDs. Well, the egos are always supposed to last longer, so it's not going to get gutted. But I think you switch away from the healing and focus more on the SP. Because guess what that means? That means you open up the door to have more characters have better healing egos or more healing options, and you're like, okay, now I don't always have to rely on Fluid Sac. Like that's it. What do you mean? No, I'm not nerfing it. I'm making it an SP healing ego. Like, where are you guys getting nerfed? I said take away some of its HP and focus on the SP aspect. Right? I think it deserves... If you're gonna make Fluid Sac be crack, make Fluid Sac be crack in one thing, not two things. Right? I would not touch the... I would make the SP better. Like, you get more SP with less... Like, for example, I would not have the head attack in here. I'll just put that onto the main attack. That's it. So you use it, boom, 25 SP. That's pretty goated. No one uses it for the SP, but make it for the SP. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say turn Fluid Sac from a global insta-heal, insta-win, like global insta-heal for very little downside into a more versatility thing. Plus give 20 SP gift. Yes! Make it bonus. I mean, it's already a bonus. It's at 25 already. You just have to hit head. People got used to Talisman. Exactly this. It's the same scenario. Now, I think they could. They don't have to. Like, again, the whole idea is, look, even if you even if you do not personally Threadspin 5 it, just for whatever reason, right? Let's say they do a Threadspin 5 and they change how the ego functions a little bit. After that, like, you can choose not to Threadspin 5 it, but from then on, they're going to be like, okay, Threadspin 5 is the new baseline. So we're just going to work around everything being the new baseline. Or like, when they come up with other stuff. So it's like, okay, well, now that they focus it on being a baseline, you can make better stuff because you don't have to worry about competing with it. You know what I'm saying? Videos use it for free SP, it's free SP? Yes, but people use it already for free SP. Like what? Like the number one strategy for any content ever is Superbia, Fluid Sac turn 1. That doesn't change. In fact, that actually makes it better. I didn't say no healing. I said reduce the healing. I said instead of making it 15, I say make it between 5 and 10. And then make SP the more focused aspect of the ego. Like, you're still healing everyone. It's still healing, but it's between a range of 5 to 10. I don't know the specific. That's for the balance team to decide. So it's like everyone's still getting healed. There's no limit on it. It's just you're just adjusting numbers, right? Like, you're just adjusting the value and prioritizing other stuff. And then you'd be like, okay, but why would I want to do it? That it doesn't matter if you do it or not. The answer, the future is like, okay, we now have the new base model. That's it. This is just a nerf. Okay, how is it a nerf if I'm making it better in one aspect than the other? That's not a nerf. That's called an adjustment. Like, you guys don't know what nerf means. Like, I'm not... Like, again, this is problematic. Everyone could agree that this is problematic. You're nerfing the other aspect. I'm making the other aspect better! That's not nerfing. That's called adjusting. Nerfing would be being like, cut everything in half. Period. Don't adjust it whatsoever. Yeah, but the ego itself is not nerfed if you prioritize other stuff. If you make everything if you make other stuff better, that's called adjusting it. Okay, is it nerfing the healing? Yes, but it's not a nerf to the ego. But the healing is good. Yes, that's why it needs to go. Hello, that's the problem, right? Like, that's the issue. The issue is that it's so good. How can you come up with other stuff? The problem is you can't. At least not on the same Faust identity, which... AKA make more ego. Okay, you know what? I'll give you an example. Into the Sunset is a great example. This is Fluid Sac. This is Fluid Sac. But without the SP. Kind of. This is a more balanced Fluid Sac. Now, it's Zane. Right? But this is a more balanced Fluid Sac because this is heal allies. You have to res to get res allies. If you have a certain skill, you get SP, and then you get a buff that gives you more HP at the end of turn. This is mini Fluid Sac. Of course, it's a Zane, so it's better. But like that's the idea. Now, Fluid Sac is a he. Yes, it deserves to be a he. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a he, but I do think you should prioritize it. You should change around the statistics a little bit. It also has a really good corrosion. I mean, doesn't Faust one have a decent corrosion? Honestly, this is not a bad corrosion. I don't like the Tails hit conditional. Because I think Tails hit conditionals is Command Meltdown is a good alternative. Yeah, Command Meltdown is a great alternative for it, but it's an Arcanite ego, so we don't really count that into the thing. Right? So, this is actually a good corrosion, especially if you're fighting SP out like enemies, right? With SPs. Her passive, I don't remember what her passive does. Apply 2 push to allies with the least HP. Actually, a great passive. Yeah, I mean, no, most people don't use the corrosion willingly. Right? I'm just saying. They've done it once with Talisman Sinclair. And no one really cared about Talisman Sinclair. I'm sorry. The whole issue that was going on during that time was Faust. It wasn't Sinclair. Everyone looked at Sinclair and went, yeah, this kind of was deserved. Right? Who would you, why would you intentionally use Fluid Sac Corrosion? So the reason you would intentionally use this, if Faust was maybe fat first or something, or you're fighting Envy Pekatulums, or you're fighting an enemy with SP, minus 30% SP, I mean, that can win you clashes. Especially if enemies heal, like, 0 to 45 per turn. No, Command Meltdown, I agree. I think Command Meltdown is a great example, right? Because it's the way Command Meltdown works is it's a bigger heal, but it's on less characters. But also, it also heals SP, right? That's why I'm excluding it, because it's a stronger Fluid Sac with a shorter amount of people, and her passive is way better, by the way. This passive is way fucking better. You get the Hardened Barrier, which gives you protection. You get to heal you literally heal an ally every turn by like a half. This is like insane. Like, this is what Fluid Sac wants to be, but they made that to compete with Fluid Sac. Got Rien by doing it? Yeah, like, it's situational, right? Again, it's situational. So, like, Rien, this would be really good against. But obviously, it's a minus coin. You gotta deal with minus coins. Give a Sinking Tremor. On the Corrosion, I would say on the Corrosion, not the Awakening. I don't think the Awakening should be given a keyword. It is limited, yeah, pretty much. I prefer Command Meltdown, in my personal opinion, but I will say Fluid Sac is far easier to just use. Like, to just spam. Like, Command Meltdown, you can spam, but Fluid Sac's way easier to spam. The problem is, Limbus design, if PM makes something busted that's superior, then they can't change it now, they need to balance around it. Yes and no. They can do that if they want. They just choose not to. There is nothing stopping them from going, well, they did that already. Talisman Sinclair. By that logic, they did try to balance it. They made 15-3. So 15-3, this was said by Kim Ji-hoon, by the way. 15-3 was specifically made to balance around Talisman Sinclair. And then they said, we can't do this. We're just going to rip the band-aid off. So they ripped the band-aid off. And now, Rupture can do more stuff. Ignore that it's high show stuff. Doesn't matter that it's high show stuff. They can do more stuff like Death Ride Haste, as example, right? They can do more like Death Ride Haste. Same thing here for the Ego. I think you shift it around a little bit. You're still keeping it, but you shift around its strength. You give it some other stuff. If you want to make it fucking unbreakable, I don't know, make it fucking unbreakable. Maybe make it unbreakable, but give you half of it on a Clash Lose or something. I don't know. I'm not a balance team. That's just what I'm thinking. Don Quixote, Lifetime Stew. Yeah, this needs to be Threat Speed 5. Yeah, give this a Threat Speed 5. The player base will adjust. You don't have to worry about the player base, okay? The player base could get shot in the knee and they'll recover in a week, okay? There's no problem with that. Lifetime Stew. This needs to get Threat Speed 5, 100%. I don't actually mind the Awakening. I actually think the Awakening is pretty cool because you get like stronger. It's pure loss. I think that's fine. That's cool. You get burn. Maybe make it a little bit better. Corrosion is more burn. Very low number though. I mean, it is Teth, I guess, but maybe more damage. I would honestly make it like 100%. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would make this just 100% loss. This you can be better. This is 100%. The corrosion is 100%. This passive, it's theoretically good. I would reverse it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would reverse this. I would actually just do this. Convert 2 Lust Ego resources into 1 non-Lust resource. So honestly, I think if you swap that around, genuinely, top tier passive. You turn it into like a different version of Scissors Otis. Right? So turn start, convert 2 Lust Ego resources into 1 random Lust, one random non-Lust Ego resource. That's pretty. That's it. Like, that's what I would do. Because if you have this much lust, you don't need more lust. That's kind of like the whole point. So you're taking away your lust to you can do 1-to-1. Fuck, you can do 2-to-2. Say convert 2 random non-lust resources into two lust resources into 2 non-lust resources. Would I add that it costs 7? Yeah, but the whole idea of this ego is that you have a lot of lust because every time you use it, you do more damage. So if you're already going to use this ego, you're already going to have a lot of lust, so you don't need more lust. Too much for a tap. Okay. What is the what? Here's the tap. This inflicts burn. This has a unique passive. This gives clash power and makes him inflict burn. Like, brother, I'm not doing much. It's just a little bit of ego resources. How is this too much for a tap? I'm not even gonna lie to you. All the telepoles probably need an adjustment. I don't know what you do with the telepoles though. I'm not a telepole user. I think telepole is probably my least used ego. Not because it's bad or anything. I just never end up using telepole. Jesus Christ! I always forget she does this. Attack end, give 5 fragile, 10 rupture, and 12 charge count to all allies. Jesus Christ. I forget that this does that. Fucking hell. What does it pass to do? A random ally that has charge gains envy res and charge count. I'm sure you could do some bullshit with this. But fucking hell, 5 fragile. Like, dude, this was when they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, bro. 10 rupture count? Yo, can we get a rupture potency user that like uses rupture potency to fuel conditionals? That's crazy. No indiscriminate? That's true. You can choose this. It's also positive. It's actually better. Wait, it genuinely just is better. It's literally +2. It's a 29. I don't know what you would do with this. Ryoshu, as I said, I think Soda, obviously. Now, I don't know what you do with Soda. I mean, it's a sinking Yuga, inflicts defense power down. Do we have modern charge ego? The most modern charge ego we have is this, probably. In the name of love. In the name of love is the most modern one. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what to do with Soda. I don't know what it does. Like, the idea is that it's a kill thing. Like, you want to kill things, but killing it is hard. Maybe give it some damage conditionals, that would be nice. If they're gonna turn this into an execute. Like, you know what this needs? Hold on, you know what this needs right here? This needs this. If target is below X HP, deal more damage. Right? If this is supposed to be a kill ego, I'm fine with that. I think a Zane ego being used to kill people can be really cool. Because Zane is like the cheapest option, right? So if they're going to give it like executioner damage, like that's the idea, then make it, probably give some damage conditionals to it. It's free potency. I mean, yeah, it's free potency. It's fine, I guess. This is good. You get ego resource amp. This is situational, but like not a lot of people, not really that situational to use. But situational. I mean, Rigo resource amp. Although it's kind of hard because it's like you're consuming what? You're consuming 9 ego resources to get +1 amp. But I guess if you have a lot of gluttony, pride, and envy, you don't really care. The passive is like potential passive. Defense power down is already a very niche thing. I will say, however, in recent times, like Kanto's 7 to 9, defense power down is actually a lot better. because because a lot of enemies now have like unbreakable like counters or like clashable counters or clashable guards and stuff, so that does affect it. But 5 sinking's a bit much. Maybe make it like 3 or something. Maybe have like the ego. Yeah, like you could do ego resource amp on the awakening or something. It'd be very strong. Yeah, nowadays I actually don't think it's that bad. It's not niche anymore. It's still pretty niche. Don't get me wrong. It's gone from 5% to 20%, which is a big jump, but it's still 20%. Does it work on counters? Yes. I would probably say that this needs to activate more often, or there needs to be an extra passive here. Maybe give her a clash power conditional like Yisong has. Yisong has a clash power conditional. If target has 6 sinking, give clash power. Yeah, it's good on aroma. I'd say give it a clash power conditional. Usually that's the go-to if they don't know what to do. Like I think, yeah, that's usually like the go-to. Give it like a clash power conditional. It's gonna use the middle, true. I've already said I think both red eyes. Do I think blind obsession needs 13.5? Probably not. I mean, it probably could use it, but I think it's in like blind obsession niche. It's niche, but I don't think it's a bad niche. Especially the passive's good. Like the passive's pretty good because it makes you neutral, which is pretty good. Okay, it looks bad, but you need to understand like the worst part about it is probably like the defeated ally part. But as you can see here, the corrosion is actually pretty decent. You consume 2 charge count to gain poise. The thing is, you give yourself charge count by the awakening and then you consume it. It's niche, but the passive is really good. Like the passive is the best part about it. The passive makes it so that you can build poise better. It's like Ishmael, yeah. But now knows the new Dawn one. It's Will You Play, which is the Labubu girl, the Sisters girl. It's Afterkill, yeah. Red Eyes is good. The problem is it's keywordless. That's like it. Good passive. This is theoretically, it's kind of funny. This is just kind of a worse version of Ishmael's Desire passive, by the way. Third card get better for Poise Gen? Yes. Spiderweb is kind of just a worse version of Ishmael's because her Rosette Desire does the pink ribbon. Which, I mean, I guess it's not a worse version, but every coin flip, they inflict bind by that count. It's kind of just a bit better. Both of them need it. The best part about it is the plus coin drop. Because plus coin drop is goated. I'm not sure what else you would add to this, by the way. Like, the best part about it is that there's only like 2 coin drops in the game. Flash Fragility is nice as well. Like, it's good. It's got good debuffs. Right? It like, the trade-off is that it has low clash and low damage because it has good... It's a good utility. But I think Red Eyes needs it as well. I think Red Eyes could use, like, maybe some more damage conditionals. Like, it has coin power, which is cool. So it turns you know, it has a high coin power count. It does 40%, and on stagger defeated heals. This is a little niche, but not the most like unniche, I guess. Although, I think this only affects maybe Red Eyes Ryoshu, funnily enough, but it kind of needs to do a little bit more. Corrosion is literally the exact same, but minus. So I think this needs to be a bit better. Maybe, and also give it a Reap Ryoshu, at least the open should have a Reap Ryoshu effect. That's what I believe. Hopefully that. I already spoke about Screw Loose Wob. I think Mersault is literally perfect in every way. So I don't think you need to touch anything about it. What are we doing about this? Potential Threadsman 5s. Soda, I mean, we can all agree Soda, Rosette Desire. Well, honestly, if you had to ask me which one I would prefer first, probably Rosette Desire. Soda at least provides, like, a much more... What's the word? Visible effect, I guess. And you could crit with it now. This has honestly gotten better. Like, high-key. Like, this passive is genuinely not even that bad anymore. I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad in the first place. There wasn't a lot of long fights in the game. Genuinely, this passive is goated now. Like, think about it. This passive buffs ego spam, if you think about it. Soda passive in 128. Yeah, no, like 100, like in Railway 2, this is a goated passive. Think about it. You pop an ego, right? You consume 20 SP, right? You kill an enemy, you get 9 SP back. Like, not actually that bad. This... I don't know what, dude. This needs to change. And unironically, dude, just put some percentages on this. I don't think you're fine. Honestly, you could put percentages on this, and I think it's fine. Maybe up this to 12 or something. Dead ass, dude. Look, thread's been 5, right? Let's be real. Esgoose said it since the beginning of time. Just put a percentage at the end of the 15. Put a percentage, like keep this one, and then maybe raise this one up to like 20 or something. Just make it a mini flute sack. I think Rosette Design needs it more. It's just 15 HP. Yes, it's just 15 HP. Rosette Design needs it more. Is 15% SP a big difference? I don't think 15% SP exists. Rosette Desire. Yeah, this needs a Threatsman 5, bro. This one needs a Threatsman 5 the most. I don't even know what you do with this. Make it next turn? Make it a next turn effect, maybe? Why not just buff the egos? Because that's not how this company works. Why not just fix, like, I don't know, like, why not just make it, why not just earn $1 million? Like, yeah, okay, I could just say that, but it's not how that works. Aren't they all season 5? Yes, they're all season 1 so far. They're all from season 1, but yeah, this is how Project Moon buffs stuff. They give it tiers. You progress through the tiers. So yeah, Threatsman 5 is only like a couple shards, so it's not that bad. They could make it this the next turn. I think I agree. Honestly, deadass. Make it this the next turn. Honestly, make that shit like 5 defense power down. If you made this 5 defense power down this turn and next turn, you might be cooking a little bit. I prefer this direction. I prefer them just adding tiers, yeah. I mean, like, it's a game. Like, the whole thing is, like, it's a game that lasts for 10 years, right? So you're going to have tiers. And look, at least it's better than having to pull the same identity and ego 1,200 times. I'd much rather have to just spend shards. You get shards so fucking easily now. You can get shards so easily. So fucking just add it. Just add tiers to buff stuff. But genuinely, I don't know what to do with this ego. You make it this turn, next turn, make it more defense power down. Maybe you make it like 10 defense level down. Like, I don't know. The passive being lost fragility is pretty good. So here's what we can do. Right? This passive is very similar to how Rodions work. So as you can see, this is inflict the lost A resin. Fragility next turn on the target. I don't know why it has this leftmost skill in the conditional, right? But here's the thing. If we go to Rodions, we go to the Fat Gluttony, that's Rodion. She got this passive. Combat start. If Wrath A resin was activated, inflict Wrath fragility on the main target on Clash. This is the exact same thing. This is what she got from Threadsman 5, by the way. So she got this from Threadsman 5. God, so nice. I think you just give that to him, but for Lust. Make it bleed? Yeah. But you can keep it. So just like inflict the lust resin divided by 3, bro. Like, I don't know, 4 is too much. He's all gluttony. In Blink bind? Yeah, probably bind. Bind's on the corrosion, so. It should be less A-res divided by 3. Yeah, it should be less A-res divided by 3. But I would say just get rid of the lust res. Get rid of the A-res. Just make it like lust res divided by 3. I think if you do lust res divided by 3, that's also fine. And then also get rid of this conditional. Just make it like, just inflict the lust res on next turn on target at attack end. I think you just fix that. Ding. But otherwise, I don't know what you do with it. It's a bit hard. Heathcliff! Don's gonna have all envy? Yep, that's why we're talking about ego. Heathcliffer, Wingbeat Rodion, her greed. I like Holiday. Holiday's niche. Although it is Gluttony res, which is a little bit hard to pull off if you're not running Rupture. The passive's good. I don't think you have to touch the passive. I mean, you make the passive better, but I would just say highest resin, to be honest with you. I wouldn't do Gluttony resin here. I don't think Gluttony resin needs to exist on this. I think you do repeat the process 2 plus highest A resin times. I don't think you have Gluttony resin here. So you can make it a lot more like general use case. Kill. This is fine. I mean, you get minor buffs, then applied to 2 on allies. It kind of buffs allies. It's a gimmicky, but like it's got a good gimmick. It, you know, inflicts potency, gives buffs on kill. Ding. Same here. I didn't actually. Wait, this says before attack target loses 10 SP. Oh, it uses more often. I forget that, dude. He has an SP gimmick. What the fuck? I completely forgot about this. Huh. It's kind of goated. Very greedy. When this unit has a negative effect and has a status effect or a negative, and if the main target has a positive, inflict more potency, I think that's fine. And then gain more poison charge count. I think that's fine. It is a corrosion, that is true. It does cost it's 20 though, so it's pretty cheap. Maybe add this to like this. Dead ass, what if you made it so that okay, how about this, right? Hold on. I'm cooking 10,000 IQ. Take this effect from the corrosion, add it to the awakening, but have it be on failed kill. So on failed kill, target loses 10 SP. Now I'm cooking, okay? Because it's like, okay, you know, what do you... So if you kill, you get buffs to your team. If you fail to kill, you nerf the enemy a little bit. Keep the corrosion one that's before attack, because this is before the clash, but this one would be after hit. I think you could do something like that. That sounds kind of cool. Probably Fell Bullet, but dude, Fell Bullet's not even that bad. The second Fell. I actually don't think Fell Bullet is that bad. Fell Bullet's actually quite strong. This is one of those instances where I think the ego is just niche, instead of it being like bad. Because this actually does quite a good amount of... Like, this does actually quite a chunky amount of damage. Sometimes I use Fell Bullet. Like, when I'm just grinding, sometimes I'll use Fell Bullet. And I'll be like, damn, hold on. This 10th actually kind of fucks ass. You know what I'm saying? It's clearly, like, this is a gimmick one. Do I think it needs Threadsman 5? I think it could use Threadsman 5, but is it, like, in a dire need for Threadsman 5? I don't think so. But Sun Shower, I actually agree. I think Sun Shower Opto 5 could be a thing too. Yeah, it's actually triple keyword. Issues attack weight. I guess. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really have a attack weight thing. It was made for R-Corp. It was made for Fang. It was actually it was made for Full Stop. But yeah, it's a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a gimmick. I don't really mind it. I think it's fine. It has good damage conditionals. It doesn't really need a Threadsman 5. Yeah, Corrosion could be a bit better. I actually don't think Asymmetrical Inertia needs a Threadsman 5. I think he just needs more IDs to use it on. Use Zenyatta, I actually think is fine. It's got a goated path. Dude, this passive is so strong. I think using Zenyatta is fine. I don't think it needs anything. Like, this is niche, but like it's a good niche, right? Heal SP, inflict damage down. Maybe you just make it, I don't know, maybe make it like burn or something. Why do the passive reworks? Why do the passive? The passive is good. Raise max HP equal to 15% of this identity's max base HP when recovering from stagger. Then heal 50% of the HP if this unit has less than 30 of its current max HP. Heal 25 to max instead, 3 times per encounter. Otis's one could use a buff. I agree. I think Heathcliff's one's strong, although it is he. So I can make the argument that they could just add more stuff to it. It is he. Like, once you get to he level, I think you could start slapping shit onto it. Although it does heal 25 SP to 4 allies, which is pretty nice. Again, I don't know anything about telepole. So I don't know what you do with this, to be honest with you. I guess the gimmick of, I think Heathcliff's gimmick for telepole is just to be a clash demon. Like, that's kind of the idea, right? Like, his is just supposed to be you can't win, like, you can't lose the clash. It rolls high. Yeah, like, that's its gimmick. It just rolls high. Like, I think that's fine. Probably needs a bit of more, like, modifiers onto it, I guess. Maybe make it positive coin. That would certainly help, wouldn't it? Does roll 55. Yeah, it rolls high. So passive is whatever. You know what you do? Make it unbreakable. That's what you do, chat. Give this an unbreakable coin. If you make it an unbreakable coin... So the funny thing is, Rodion's minus coin is an unbreakable. And the funny thing about it is that you actually want to lose the clash. Because if you lose the clash with Rodion, it reduces the power of the unbreakable coin to 1. Which would mean that instead of it being a minus 13 or a minus 18, this becomes a minus 1. Which means you actually keep the full effect. Now, you do lose the on hit without cracking effect. But like, high key, not that bad. Oh wait, the Bladesinger is a corrosion, isn't it? Yeah, Bladesinger also. Yeah, but Bladesinger is. Oh no, yeah, Bladesinger also. So, but the thing about Bladesinger is, doesn't he have a reduced base power? Yeah, see, he has a reduced base power. So normally on unbreakable minus coins, normally they have a conditional where it says if you for every cracked coin you lose base power, and that punishes you, right? However, Rodion's is the only one that does not have that conditional on her awakening. You can see here on the corrosion she has it, clash lose base power minus 18. But here she doesn't. Which means the awakening, the only thing she loses is the burn. So if you're looking for straight damage and just the wrath fragility, you actually can lose the clash and deal the maximum amount of damage. So they could do the same thing here for telepole as well. Just make it so that it's just an unbreakable coin. I don't really know what else you do with it, apparently. Binds. You know, Binds doesn't need Threadsman 5, it's fine. Ish. Fish. Wish. Nail. Capote. I think Capote needs a Threadsman 5. I think Capote needs a Threadsman 5. But only because Capote is the GOAT. Yeah, the awakening is nuts. Capote, I don't think Rosa's fine. Bygones is fine. I think Capote needs it. The SP damage is good. Like, it's an anti-SP, but her corrosion I feel like is just better. Tremor burst inflicts burn count on units, gives wrath fragility and wrath damage up to all ally units. The passive needs to work. When attacking a target that has less than 30% HP, wrath kills doable 20% more damage. I don't know what you do with this. I think you keep the gimmick that wrath skills deal more damage. But maybe you make it affect everything. I don't know. It does do -2 tremor count, but the difference, the reason that it does 2 tremor count, 2 tremor bursts is because it's supposed to inflict burn. Maybe add some more features to it. Maybe make it like 2 wrath damage up or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a support ego. It's not supposed to be like a DPS ego. But the passive makes it DPS. Like the passive is DPS ego, but the actual effect is supportive. Give some protection. Honestly, actually, I think I agree. If some protection would be nice. Amplitude convert. Ooh, Tremor Scorch. I could see this being Tremor Scorch. That could be interesting. Maybe some burn conditionals, something like that. The passive, I think what you do, here's what you do. You do the classic, give her clash power for every burn on the total targets. So you get some more clash power. Because if you give clash power, it also buffs Liu Ishmael, which is good. I'm not sure what you do about the damage though. I don't know if you keep it as wrath. I assume you keep it as wrath skills. We clash power? Yeah. Yeah, then Zhong Ishmael would have back the Tremor Scorch. I mean, yeah, she could. Not like she really could use it much, but I guess you could put her on the team. It would be funny. It would be in line with Ishmael getting unique effects on her ego. I don't know what you do with the passive, to be honest with you. Yeah, but this would make it better. That's like the whole point. I don't think any of her he's need touching. Maybe Ardor Blossom. Ardor Blossom's really interesting. Because I really like Ardor Blossom. But it doesn't do damage. So I think you just need to give it damage conditionals. You know? I think so, at least. I feel like that's all it needs. Maybe a better passive. Genuinely a better passive, and then maybe some clash conditionals. Some damage conditionals. Like, if the whole idea is you're raising the second threshold by damage, then you gotta make it do some more damage. Make it healing ego. You know what? Maybe make it... You know what? Maybe make it healing ego. Oh yeah, no, the clashing is great. It's a good clash. It does good burn. Right? Like, it's got good burn. It does good burn. It just doesn't do damage. I guess. That's pretty much it. So, maybe some damage conditionals. Hold on. Does Ardor Blossom Faust have damage conditionals? Yeah, see, she gets final power. But she has embers. Maybe give her embers? Maybe you give... What if you gave Ardor Blossom a single ember from Faust? Just one ember. Maybe like... Maybe just one ember. And Wu plays my favorite. She's so cute. Maybe just inflict one ember as a treat. Text power... I like it's like text power creep, but like it's just conditionals. It does give wrath damage up. One ember on the corrosion. Yeah, one ember on the awakening and 2 as a treat for the corrosion. The passive needs a rework. I don't know what you do with the... Oh, not a rework, it needs a buff. I don't know what you do with it. What is... I think Faust's one just gives her clash power, right? The burn on cell? Yeah, every burn on cell, she gets clash power, coin... Oh, every burn, she increases her burn potency, right? And then she gets the heal. Line of session's fine. Yeah, it has the ego synergy. Rodion, FOS and corrosion. I think if there was a... Hi, Z-Tune. If there was a next ego line, I would like FOS and corrosion. This is season 3, however. I'm not gonna lie to you. The awakening is not bad. I actually don't mind the awakening. The idea is that it has good tremor. I mean, look at that, 7 tremor count. Give it poison. Maybe give it poison. The corrosion is not really that useful. It does heal you, but yeah, it gives a fuck ton of tremor count. The passive is a little bit situational though. On head hit with a pierce skill, inflict bind. It is Teth, so you could do like maybe on head hit with a skill, inflict bind 2 times per turn, maybe? I don't know. This is Rhyme Strength Tremor. Yeah, pretty much. It's got low clash. I don't know. Hard to say, to be honest with you. I know it needs something. Maybe make it 10 tremor count. Fuck it, why not? It needs more stuff, especially because it's competing with Rhyme Shank. Like, Rhyme Shank has a damage conditional. Can this get some damage conditionals, maybe? Fourth match for throw spin. Hexnail Pursuance is good. Indica Trial is good. Sanguine Desire is good. It might work with Kodion. That will work with Kodion. Sinclair! Honestly, Bubble Bubble's fine. I mean, we all know that. We all know what this needs. We don't have to discuss this. Genuinely, just get rid of the head hit conditional. That's it, dude. Just not even kidding you. I think if I was Kim Ji-hoon, ProjectMoon team, and my the employees came up to me and said, Mr. Kim Ji-hoon, what should I do? I should just do this. That's it. Just scrub that out. And not even gonna lie to you, if you scrub that out, it actually the ego improves so much that you don't even need to buff it. Just scrub that out. Just genuinely, just make it on hit. You know what I mean? Like, just make it just heals, and then the bonus is like Tails hit is the ego resource amp. So you're trying to hit Tails with it, right? So you get the amp. Oh, and the passive's buns. You need to fix that. Make it unbreakable as well. Fuck it, make it unbreakable, bro. You know. Make it SP healing. Make lifetimes. I don't know. You fix the corrosion as well. The corrosion's not that useful. Genuinely, just remove the head hit, and I think you can keep all of this. So you don't have to give it. You don't have to do anything else. Passive needs a rework. Make it a green coin. Give it more base power. I mean, yeah, you could fix like. I'm not gonna talk about like numbers and stuff about it. We're talking about Threadspin 5s. I'm just going through some of the sinners who should use some potential Threadspin 5s. On hit with like cracking. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's not really a clash ego, so like I don't think you want to give it the cracking effect. Passive needs a rework. I don't know what you do with the passive, but just make it better. As per usual, if you don't know what to come up with, if enemy has burn, clash power. That's true. Making it not true. Yeah, I really like that idea. Making it so that this this ego does not trigger defensive skills. I think that would be goated as well. But Impending Day, I really would like if Impending Day gets a Threadsman 5 too. This one is more likely a chance for it getting Threadsman 5. Because it's a season 1 instead of being an event ego. I like this ego. I think it's cool. I like the gimmick. I like it. You kill something and everyone heals. This is fluid sac healing, by the way. But like on a conditional. Right? Like this is how I think healing all allies for 15% HP, how hard it should be. I think you should have to do something like kill an enemy to get that. Yeah, make it unbreakable. You bump this shit up to like 100% damage, bro. Don't even lie. Make this bitch 100% damage. 100% under 25%. Make it like a 35 and you're done. Make it like a 20% heal. I think it should be a bigger heal. I think if you kill something with this ego, you need to be rewarded. I would make it a better healing than Fluid Sac. Does on hit kill if you trigger it once? It's just on like I think it's just on per kill. I think so. Pretty sure it's per kill. I wouldn't give it attack weight or anything. I would say 20%. Like, give it 20%. Don't make it attack weight. Keep the same attack weight. Make it like 100%, and you're chilling. I actually don't mind this passive. Yeah, the failed conditional is cool. I like this. This is gimmicky. I'm like, you can keep this. Right? I'd say just make it like add some more stuff to it. I don't think it's bad. I think you should have something else added, but I don't know. I think this is fine. I actually like this passive. It's an interesting passive because it's like if you kill an enemy with a kill an enemy, you get multiple resources of the skill that you use. So like you could work with this in like kill an enemy with an ego resource that you don't have a lot of, and that could be like a way to do it. I think that's cool. I like that. Obviously, most of the time you're killing something with an S3, so it'd be S3 dependent, but... more stuff on top of it. Yeah, it's like genuinely, if I pulled this ego as a new player, I would not be that mad. I would be pretty old. Like it's hard. Like it is hard to use the ego. I won't lie to you, especially because it doesn't have a keyword. By the way, because it doesn't have a keyword, you really need to up the damage modifier. Maybe give it base power or something. I don't know. I actually like this ego. I would love to see it get for 5. And you know what? This is fitting music for that. This is fitting music for this. What do we say about skin profit, huh? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Deadass. I don't actually think the tails hit effect for this is that bad. I was not, by the way, dude, it's criminal. This effect here, by the way, is only accessible on Threadspin 4. I didn't even know this existed until I Threadspin it for the first time. Right? Like, when I Threadspin 4'd it, I was like, what the fuck? Wait, it has an attack power down and defense power down effect next turn? That's pretty good. That's actually kind of, that's useful. Like, that should be the gimmick of the ego in the first place. Right, the gimmick, that should be it. It should be like, if the target has X burn, inflict more attack power down. Go into that. I think that's pretty decent. If you focus that, that's cool. This is fine, I guess. I mean, more, preferably. It also has res, yeah. Again, like, the gimmick is supposed to be Lust Burn. Right, this is like Lust Burn. Active. This one's interesting. I genuinely, I don't know what you do for this passive. Like, this was genuinely made specifically for N Corp Sinclair. I don't know what you do to solve, like, to add extra to it. So who is new Don Don? It is Will You Play. Yes, it is the Scissors girl. La Boo Boo, as they say. I don't know what you do for this. I don't know. Give it a 40% gate. Unironically, maybe. Maybe you make it so you I don't know. Maybe only activates on minus coins. So I was thinking, here's my thought, right? I like the idea. Okay, hold on. You guys are kind of cooking. I like the idea of having two passives. One for minus coins and one for head coin, for positive coins. So the minus coin, this only activates on minus coins, and I think you get rid of the Lust Affinity thing, and I think you go on head hit with a skill, right? Lower this unit's target SP by 4. Maybe max 10 per turn, okay? So you can always lower yourself by 10 per turn, maybe. And then there's a positive version where it's like on tails hit with a skill, increase this target unit's SP by 4, max 10. So it's kind of like, If you're a positive coin and you get tails, you get healed. If you're a minus coin, you hit heads, you lose SP. Maybe that's too OP though, and maybe that breaches into Harmony's gimmick a little bit, because Harmony kind of has that gimmick already. Because it kind of gets that on kills. So maybe you keep the Lust Affinity skill on it. I don't know, maybe you keep Lust Affinity. Yeah, maybe Enclay gets like a prevent a panic one. Maybe like the first time this unit reaches 45. I think what you do is the first time this unit reaches minus 45% HP, minus 45 SP in this encounter, reduce it to minus 44. The base skill of his Zane. I mean, yeah, pretty much. His base Zane has that already. Like, that's kind of the problem, like his base ego has that effect already, so I guess you could stack it. And Harmony is kind of there to help give him SP as well. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know. I don't know what you do for the passive. Lantern's fine, it's just a heal. But yeah, I don't know what you do for this. They'd have to cook. Odism! Sun Shower is fucking... Okay, dude. Sun Shower and Yusin Yada being in the same tier is like Daniel versus the cooler Daniel, right? Like, this is cracked. Like, Sun Shower as a tap is goated with the sauce. This does not need Threats and Fire. First of all, 7 poise count. Turns every ID into her into a poise ID. She does have 3 sinking count, so it's like, okay, cool. She has like sinking. Corrosion, bro, they just decided to give her everything. Like, poise, sinking, rupture. Sinking count and rupture count. Okay, cool. And it has attack weight, by the way. And then the passive is not even that bad, because the passive works into the Awakening. Win a clash, gain poise. When you stagger, lose, gain protection. Genuinely not bad. Insane rolling ego. Probably one of the best tests in the entire game. Like, no meme. Right? Like, this ego is genuinely one of the best tests in the game. Yusunyada is situationally different. You know? Excuse me. The thing about this ego is that it's positive. Like, actually, it's positive. Like, if you use this ego, you gain SP. Like, it heals 18, it costs 15, so you gain +3. It does buff your allies, which is cool. And the passive is situationally useful. The corrosion is actually very good, though. Because the corrosion is 4 fragile. Now, it is same turn fragile. It's got like half, you know what I'm saying? It's like half goaded and then it's like half eh. Also, the clash is absolutely fucking abysmal. Holy shit. It's a 23. With no extra conditionals. But it's got an okay foundation. You know what I mean? Like, if they built onto this foundation, I would not be disappointed. I would be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Right? Like they need to keep cooking up on it. I don't know what this passive is for. What was the ego? Oh, it's will you play Don Quixote, aka the Scissors Girl? What? Lust Identity wants her to be minus SP. Does she even... I don't think... None of them, really, to be honest with you. Yeah. This could be a massive Barbara buff, bro. This could buff Barbara hard. I think it could be a Barbara buff. I think they'd have to sync. Well, sync doesn't want to have 0 SP. Okay, if they come out with a minus coin Lust Identity, this would be good. Like, if they come out with a minus coin lust Otis identity, then the current passive for using Yada would be goated. Right? But at the stands, it just gives you... I mean, like, don't get me wrong. This is still 1 damage up, which is fine. But it definitely is a bit more. The passive as a constellation prize? Yeah. It's like, it gives you a little bit more damage for rolling bad. It's super niche. So it probably needs to get adjusted. It gives you, yeah, but plus 3 SP for losing out on clash, damage, and a very, very situational passive. It is the same turn, by the way. If this was next turn as well, I would be a lot more... Like, this is all same turn. That's another thing. Like, this is allies this turn. This is fragility this turn. This is fragile this turn. So you need to be fast and use this ego pretty much, but it's situational. I actually have no issues with any of the he's. Yes, even Holiday. I actually think Holiday is high key one of the most underrated he's in the entire game. Sandolph is kind of cooking. This was my not my first ego. My first ego was Dimension Shredder Yisong. This was my second ever ego in the game. Excuse me. This is my second ever ego in the game, and I'm not disappointed with this. Dim Shred Honglu was my first ego I ever got, but this was my second one. I love this ego. I have such a kinship to the Miracle in District 20. Like, literally, what does it do? Free damage up to allies and free SP heals. No downside. Tremor Burst is just whatever. Yeah. And then the corrosion is, well, it's situational. It's kind of like Heathcliff's one. It's situational. Gives fragility, damage up, SP. It has good attack weight, but... And the passive is situational as well. Because when applying positive effects to other allies, randomly select one of the following, then inflict potency of it to a random enemy 5 times per turn. So... A little bit situational passive. I'd probably buff the passive a little bit. I was about to say, is my jukebox playing? Excuse me. Passive could probably use a little bit of a buff, but I think the Awakening's fine. I don't think the Awakening needs anything. Maybe some more clash, maybe some more base power or something. Dim Shred, I know some people, I think Dim Shred's good for what it does. Like, Dim Shred is really good for what it does, because what does it do? It does a lot of damage. Well, kind of. It's like a support damage heal. You get the Dimensional Rift, which is nice. You get the load. And then the passive makes you do more damage. I mean, you could, theoretically... I wouldn't be upset if this got a Threadsman 5. But I think it's not necessarily the ego. I think it's just the fact that Otis herself does not have that many charge identities. And by yeah, I mean, she only has 1. It was made for W Corp, right? This was made for W Corp, but, you know, you can put out some very good numbers with this ego. So I think this is less a case of a Threadspin 5, and we just need some more charge IDs. What does Otis Load do? I'm glad you asked. Attack skills that consume charge count deal 2.5% damage for every value on self, max 15. However, if the affected unit is a W Corp employee, you will deal 5% damage for every value instead, at max 30. So it just makes you do more damage. It also is very interesting. Yeah, it does feel jarring being a single hit. But animation moment, I guess. Binds. I think this is one of the only WoWs that need a Threadsman 5 alongside. I think Binds, Otis, and Garden of Thorns Heathcliff are the only 2 WoWs that need a Threadsman 5. This could use a Threadsman 5. Fully agree. It's not even a bad ego. It genuinely is not even a bad ego. It's got a good passive. The Awakening has got a gimmick. Like, it's like a stagger threshold gimmick. I think it could just do, it just needs a little bit more. Garden who? Like, it's just just a little bit more. It just needs a little bit more. Fracture is very niche. Oh, come on, guys. You know I meant to say Gregor. It's because I was talking about binds. I'm not gonna correct myself. Fracture is so niche. The thing about Fracture, and I've said this, I think I know how to buff Fracture. Okay? The way you buff Fracture is by making it so that it gives a new stagger threshold. When it activates, like after it activates. I think that's how you buff it. Like if Fracture creates a new stagger threshold after it's used, that would become goated. What is stagger level? So there are 3 stagger levels in the game. There's stagger plus, and then stagger plus. Yeah, you get like pluses, right? And each time you get staggered in that like era, you get you take more damage. And it goes up. That sounds OP. Yeah, but guess what? It's on a WoW ego. Second, it's the only instance of Tremor Fracture in the game. Third, to activate Tremor Fracture, you need to have a total of 20 plus Tremor on the target. So I feel like with all of those 3 conditionals on top of it, letting it create a Tremor, what do you call it? A stagger threshold after it is used is pretty decent. Yeah, the enemies only have 1, so it's like, oh, it's not that bad, you know. The middle. Does it make it last longer? No, it just makes you take more damage. Increase the next stagger so it's stagger plus. I think you could do that as well. I think having it, I don't know. I do like that the idea of it being like a tremor. You know what this also needs? High key, this needs like triple tremor burst. This needs like Christmas Nightmare tier of tremor burst. You know, Christmas Nightmare has like triple tremor burst. How many tremor bursts does it have? Is it Gregor's that has triple tremor burst? One of them has triple tremor burst. Not Gregor's. Just give it 3 tremor bursts, bro. I don't remember which one it has. One of them had triple tremor burst. Excuse me. Just make it have 3 tremor bursts, bro. It is on the corrosion? Yeah, exactly. It's on the corrosion. Oh, that's true. It is on the corrosion already. Oh, that's what I was thinking. That's right. I was thinking of her. Most of WoW Ego? Yeah. Her corrosion is triple tremor burst. But the downside is that it only does 50% of the threshold raise instead of 100%. And it's obviously minus, so you gotta deal with that. Like high key triple tremor burst into fracture as well. Plus 3 count, so it's neutral. The passive's good. It's grand welcome. Like resource gen is good. Just add more to it. It's a WoW, so it needs to add more to it. Sure. But yeah, I would honestly, like, this just needs a little bit extra on top and it's chill. Doesn't reduce the tremor count. Nope. This does not reduce tremor count. So it's good. Like, it's goated. Like, it's genuinely good. It just needs a little bit more. Like, genuinely just a little bit more. Like, 20-30% more onto it. And it's, you know, and you're like, oh my god. Gregor. Guys, I don't use Ledger Domain. Does Ledger Domain need a Threadspin 5? It's kind of goated already, no? The passive, I could see the passive being reworked. But like, what does Fracture do? It makes it so that the next stag, when you stagger someone, it raises the stagger threshold. So instead of being like stagger, it would be stagger plus. Flashing is low. Well, it is a Zane. So, like, the effects are good, but maggots needs a little bit of adjustment. I think that's fair to say that. It is attack weight, global paralyzed. It's a free tremor burst. Exactly, right? Turn end, take gluttony damage by count, then lower it by 1, bleed count +1. So, is this... I don't use maggots. Is this like, is this like nail or no? So if I have 5 maggots on the enemy, and then the turn ends, they take 5 gluttony damage, it lowers to 4, and then is that bleed count +1, or is that bleed count +4? I assume it's not bleed count +4. I assume it's just, it's not like, it's not bleed count equal to the maggot, right? It's just +1. I guess, you know what, if it was, I don't even know why I said that, because if it was bleed count equal to the maggot, I feel like people would use this way more often. It is just +1? Okay. I felt like if that was it, like nails but permanent. That's true, it is kind of permanent nails now that I think about it, because it takes 5 turns. Yeah, that's fair. The gluttony burn. Yeah, you know what, I see it. Yeah. Take gluttony damage by the count. Like, unironically, not that bad, but it is gluttony A-res. That's like that's the part. But like, unironically, like if this was easier to activate, not a horror effect. You do inflict it on the corrosion. Maybe if the awakening had like 3 maggots or something, that would be nice. No gluttony, Gregor. Yeah, maybe that's also one of the issues where it's like Gregor doesn't have that many gluttonies. He's got a few. This is skill 1, this is skill 2, this is skill 1, this is skill 2, this is skill 1, this is skill 2, this is skill 3. I think he just needs a team, to be honest with you. G-Cope. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, maybe when we start getting some more... Like, I bet you when we start getting some more gluttony bleed, then it's like, okay, never mind. Like, it's goated. So it could be, like, a potential ego, I guess. Like, times 8. How much is that? Like, that's still pretty low, but to be fair, it's on hit. So if you have a 4 coin, that's... a 32+% on each coin. Does it give him the effect of the Mirror Dungeon Ego Gift? Honestly, not a bad idea. That would honestly probably be the actual thing. Hold on. Make it Lust as well. I mean, if it was Lust, it would be broken, no? On here with a Lust or Gluttony skill, inflict 2 maggots on the target. If the skill applies bleed, inflict more. High key, if they made it Lust or Gluttony, I feel like it'd be OP. 56 at max resin. They could honestly probably just port the effect into this. They could make it Lust or Gluttony, to be honest with you. I think if they made it Lust or Gluttony, then it would have no issues. Honestly, high key, they could just make it Lust or Gluttony res, A-res. Because then you could bring Priest into it. Oh my god, wouldn't that be OP? Oh. Alright, well, moving on from Ledger Domain. Lantern. Yeah, this needs to be fixed, bro. Yeah, we need. Yeah, this is disrespectful. Not to Lantern, bro. Fuck Lantern. This is disrespectful to Gregor, bro. This, I like that. It's close to a gimmick. This is an ego. This is pretty. Yeah, this needs to be. This needs like anything. First of all, give it the rupture keyword. Okay. First things first, give it the rupture keyword. It's useful solos. Dead ass. Number one, give it a rupture keyword. Just make it rupture. Like Sinclair's one is rupture. Like here's his rupture and has a heal. Just give him the rupture so you can actually use it in Mirror Dungeon. Because if you could use this in Mirror Dungeon, it'd be goated. Second, you're gonna give it damage conditionals. I don't know what the damage conditionals would be, but give it like a 30 or 40% damage conditional. The corrosion is fine, I guess, but yeah, it's positive. I didn't even realize it's positive. Why is it positive? Give us some damage conditionals, make it rupture. And I think what you do is you give this the Rodion treatment. So this is exactly like Rodion's passive, right? They changed this in Rodion. So as you see here, this used to be Wrath A res, by the way, in 10%. So this used to be after defeating an enemy that has burn, heal Wrath A res percent HP, right? That used to be the old one. The Threadspin 5 is after defeating an enemy that has burn, heal Wrath resin percent HP max 12. Just give that to Gregor. Straight up port it. After defeating an enemy that has rupture, heal Gluttony res percent HP max 12. That's it. There you go. Just give him that passive so he can also heal like how Rodion does. Well, couldn't sleep at 40? Damn. That's it, really. I don't know about that. This is all good. And then the last, but certainly not least, the strongest WoW in the game, pending Asterix, Garden of Thorns. Doesn't need a Threadspin 5, but it should get a Threadspin 5. Not because it needs it, but because his greed. First of all, you gotta give it a keyword. First things first, I think you can do multiple things with it. I think the easiest thing you can do with this ego, okay, they already have the conditional corresponding A-res. Okay? Here's what you do. Combat start. Right? Word for word. Combat start. This ego skill changes its affinity to the highest corresponding A resin. Boom. Right? Don't even make it white madness or whatever. Just make it a combat start that says this ego will turn into the highest corresponding A res you have. That's it. Genuinely, you do that, and it's like, oh, you keep it as a lust, so it's lust base. And it's like, okay, cool. If you have 6 envy res, it turns into 6. If you have 3 pride res, it turns into pride. And it'll always do that, because it's always a corresponding A-res. But it has to be the corresponding A-res. It has to be an A-res. Or the highest corresponding resin. Probably, I would say highest corresponding A-resin, because A-resin is strong. Keep the healing. The healing is goated. I don't think you reduce the sanity, because it's a very good heal for what it does. You can show the roses? Yeah, exactly. If you want to go fancy with it, show the roses. I will say this, however. This passive needs to go. This is the reason Garden of Thorns is the way it is. Genuinely, when people meme on Garden of Thorns, this is not what they're memeing, by the way. Like, this is actually the best part of Garden of Thorns. This, bro, this is the tier 1 ego gift crown of roses I don't even use that shit in the mirror dungeon. Why would I use that in my ego massive? All this needs to do, like, on God. All this would need to do, like, if you want to keep the old passive, fine, keep the old passive. Make it rupture count, first of all. I think when you activate absolute resonance, it should be inflict 2 rupture count on all enemies, bro. Fuck it. It's a WoW, bro. Let me inflict rupture count. Right? So, but give it a whole ass new passive, bro. I don't know what you do with the passive, just give it a whole ass new passive. If the roses change on the highest resonance, that would be so cool. 2 potency. Keep the first part. Like, keep this. Turn start. Inflict 2 rupture potency on a random enemy. When activating an absolute resonance, inflict 2 rupture count on all enemies at combat start. There you go. You turn Garden of Thorns into the ultimate rupture savior, bro. Rupture enthusiasts are gonna worship Garden of Thorns like the Jesus abnormality that he is. Also, yeah, it costs a lot of fucking resources. Maybe make the heal better too, bro. Shit, hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you, make that shit 30%, bro. And make it unbreakable. And give it like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm actually gonna say it. Give it this, bro. Here's what I want. I want Garden of Thorns to inflict 1 potency of burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, gain poise, inflict sinking, gain charge. Fuck it. Just 1 potency, dude. Just 1 potency of everything. Just let me go in the mirror dungeon, get all the rocks, and hit just like 200 on the fucking ego in the mirror dungeon, and just boom, fucking detonate the whole thing. That's it. Genuinely, just 1 fucking potency, dude. You can make it roll like a 200, and that's it. It's like, okay. And make it cost less? Oh, wait, that would actually be goated. Hold on, I think you could do that. Give it the unbrilliant thing. When used for the first time in battle, consume 1 fewer of resources. I think you could do that for Gregor. How much does the average WoW cost? Nowadays, I actually don't know. Make sure it is 5, 6, 7. God, why'd you? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 10, 11. God, these are expensive. 10. 5, 6, 10. Deadass, the first time you use Garden of Thorns? Or, actually, wait, genuinely even better. Instead of make it cost more the A-res or 1 less. So have it be that the higher the A-res, the less it costs. Wait! That's goated. Wait. Make it so that every corresponding resin is -1 resource. If you res it. So if you do a 6 res with the resource, it's -6 resources. Because you have to do a 6 res. You're trying to do like an envy res, right? So instead of it being like 2, 2, 2, 2, so if you do a 7 pride res, right? You could be like, it would be like, instead of it being 2, 2, 2, 2, it would be like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it's like, okay. The higher the res, the less resources it costs. Consume A-res amount of resources. Yeah, something like that. Or like reduce it by A-res amount of resources. Maybe. Yeah, oh, I see what you guys are saying. So like, what you guys are saying is, it's 2, 2, 2, 2, but if you did an envy res, it would be like 12 envy. But it would be 0 other resources. Is that what you guys are saying? So like, okay, what your guys are saying is this. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, but the higher the res of the corresponding sin affinity, it would take away from the non-corresponding resources and add it to that. Okay, that's cool. Because if you have a fuck ton of gluttony, you do a gluttony res, you're like, well, I have a fuck ton of gluttony, so take 12 gluttony off me, or whatever, it would be like 20 gluttony. Just skunk. And then it's like all the other ego resources are saved. But if you don't have if you don't have the respondents, it takes it from everything. Would it be hell to code? Would it? Would it not be the same amount of coding as this? If not, just a little bit different. They make a reskin of it? They are. They're slowly making reskins of the egos. Like they're bringing stuff from the egos onto other stuff. I can see that. I can see it being coded. The same thing for the for the corrosion. Also, keep the same thing. Just make another color with more egos. 1 damage down, by the way. Yeah, this needs to change, bro. 1 damage down. Hey, this is supposed to be a WoW, bro. Make this 1 damage down. 1 damage down plus resin or something. So like divided by resin. So if there was like, if it's like a resin of 7, make it like 2 damage down or something. Or like 3 damage down. Fuck it. Ego facades would go crazy. Always active, gain 1 resource. Yeah, you know what? Gain 1 resource at the lowest affinity. Fuck it, why not? Just glaze it. Give it unbreakable coin 2. Give it 12 attack weight. Without corrosion. Without res. I'm waiting, dude. Kim Ji-hoon mentioned this ego by word of mouth, bro. He mentioned this ego by word of mouth. He said that when he was making the Mirror Dungeon team and his employees gave him a team to use, he mentioned that the employee didn't equip Garden of Thorns Gregor. And then in the same sentence, he said, I want to make egos stronger. I want to make them, more useful, and we'll start taking stuff from the Mirror Dungeon, which they've been doing. But fuck, I know it's coming, dude. It's in the future. It's in the future. They get raised max HP like bridal. Jesus. Well, I mean, Yusunyana kind of does that already. Could you imagine raising max HP on like Priest Gregor? He'd have like 500 HP. I need it. Yeah, not that many ego. Not that many ego to third spin 5. Raise max HP on turn count. Just make it the strongest WoW. I agree, dude. Make it the strongest WoW. Give it its max power. There you go. All of that came from discussing about the Dawn identity. Or the Dawn ego. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we did a lot of yapping. Pain protection. Do you think they have ego usage tracker on the server end? You know, that's a great question. In most video games that are typically online multiplayer based, right? They have data, tracking data. Now, they definitely do have tracking data because they know how much resources that you have, because they can they could restore your resources, right? Like they can restore your account and stuff. So they obviously have your information for that. They do have an ID usage tracker, do they? Where is this where is this said? I mean, I know they can track. Do they have a track for your team? They track loadouts? Wait, really? Oh wait, you're right. What am I fucking saying? Right. Of course, Hadoi. You can literally check people's clears. I was so confused. I was like, what are you guys on about? Like, no, literally. You can literally see their UIDs. Yeah, I forgot about this feature. Right. They did mention that on the Lehang. I should probably update my loadouts, chat. My loadouts are so old, bro. I don't think I've touched my loadouts in a long time. Some of them are updated, like the high show. I have like a Sin Affinity team. I genuinely don't use anything from the Sin Affinity team. I should probably see that. I need those new loadouts, man. I need the new loadouts because I want to make actual specific teams. Yeah, I have Chef Ryoshu. The most updated thing is pre. So this was back. What this was pre. This is season 6. I definitely haven't touched this one in a while. Gluttony one is the only one I've touched because I made it just full high show. I don't even think I have the ego equipped. I don't have any ego equipped. I don't know, what was I cooking with this pride? Envy might be the only one I have updated. Yeah, Envy is the only one I have updated. Like, the thing is, I really like Chef Ryoshu, I do. I just wish that this had a keyword. Like, if this had conditionals on it, like, if this had some coin power conditionals on it, dude, oh my goodness gracious. Genuinely, dude, I would like this ego a lot. I would use it so much more if it had some coin power conditionals. Like, cause this can hurt, man, it can. Appetite is also, I mean, a bit situational. Russell up. What does Russell up to again? After defeating an enemy, heal the ally with the least HP for 15. If the Zune has appetite, spend it to boost the healing. Yeah, the skill 3 for its arrow is busted. I agree. It actually, like, it can cook. Hell, sometimes nowadays it still cooks, right? Like, Dane support. She does have a go support. 5% of missing HP. Dude, like... So good, man. Why does she have haste as her evade? I wonder if Threadspin 5 will ever exist. I'm genuinely curious. I think Threadspin 5 will exist. I think Kim Ji-hoon said it won't, but I think it will. Now, my opinion on how they should do Threadspin 5, it's simple. I think, I've said it, I think they should only Threadspin 5 stuff that is from seasons 1 to 2. I don't think stuff from season 3 really needs a Threadspin 5. Season 3 is when Threadspin 4 came out. There are, I'd say, a few use cases. Sorry, Uptie 5, not Threadspin. Uptie 5. Yeah, now I'm getting them confused. I think the way you do it, kind of like how they're doing batches, right? Like they're doing batch upties. I think you do batch upties, but in per season. Because when they came out with Uptie 4, right? There was only like 90 something IDs in the game. But now there's over like almost 200 now. I've played the 2 stars to make it 3 stars. Honestly, yeah. Or they can buff them directly? Yeah, but that's not how a video game works. Because, like, the thing is, it's like, yeah, they could just buff them infinitely, but like, where do you stop? You can't. It's the same thing. Adding a thread... Oh my god. Adding an Uptie 5 is the exact same thing as buffing an ID. Except, when you buff an identity, Like, you don't, like, here's the thing. When you buff something, okay, when they make Threadspin 5, oh, fuck, here's how this works. When they make an ego, or when they do a Threadspin 5, it's in that current era, right? Like, they make it for a particular problem at that current time. If you buff, that is this, the same problem happens. The problem doesn't go away. It's gonna be a resource sink. Threadspin 5 costs 150, like, costs like 100 shards. We already know that uptime, like, Threadspin 5 is not like a consumative resource. Like, Threadspin costs more than identities to uptime, but it only costs shards. Like, we know that now. That's how it works. It's probably gonna be the exact same thing for the identities, if they do the identities. Instead of it being more threads, it'll probably just be the character shards. So, it's like, if that's how they're doing it, then yeah. Easy to say for a content creator with max everything. Brother, I've been playing for 3 years straight. You think I started the game and I had everything for free? I've been playing consistent. I have been playing every day since season 3. I've missed maybe less than 5 days of playing Limbus in my entire life. Less than 5 days. That's 3 years. I feel like I'm allowed to have stuff if I've played for 3 years. People have been playing less and still have the same amount of stuff. As I said, I only recently spent money on pools. Like, the last year. And that's because I do it for entertainment purposes. If I didn't buy pools, I would be even richer. Look how many shards I have. No, I'm not trying to flex it, I promise you. I could get everything in the game. I have, hold on, you guys, I'll tell you how many hours on Limbus I have. I have 3,320 hours on Limbus. I genuinely could have, I could have grinded for everything, too. I could have saved money. I could have not spent money. I spent money because I want to support it. Like, I want to support ProjectMoon. That's the only reason I spend money, and to be entertainment for you guys. Like, that's it. 3 skills are the same, it becomes an A-res. I didn't know that. Right? Like, it's just a long process. Like, holy my, I'm not trying to money spend, I promise you. Like, I literally. You know? I'm not trying to money spend. If I was not spending money on this game, I would have more resources than I would now. Genuinely. I would probably have, like almost 100,000, not 100,000 Lucy. I would say, like, comfortably, like, 75,000 Lucy. Am I cooked? Yes. Like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's the more you play, the more you get. That's really it. Like, it's a game. It's a live service game. That's just how it works. I'm sorry. Like, that's it. You only need to hop on every so often. If, like, as a person, like, I'm telling you guys, you don't have to pull, right? You don't have to pull in this game. If you just hop on, do your dailies, do your average weeklies, you know, chill for the story, come for the events and stuff, you can have everything in the game. Ego, I will admit, Ego is hard, but Ego is last. Like, you can always get that lost. That's not really a big deal. I remember when we started my Threadspin journey, the Threadspin Uptights journey, it took me... How long did it take me to uptight and Threadspin everything? It took me over the course of a year. I feel like it took me over a year and a half to uptight everything. I don't remember when I started doing it. Oh, I remember. End of the season. Okay, end of season 6. No, end of... Was it beginning of season 6? When did I buy every ego? Was it I think it was end of season 6 I bought every... No. It was end of season 6. No, beginning of season 6. entering into season 6, yes, it was. Entering into season 6, I saved up all of these shards, like shards and stuff, and I spent all of my shards. I spent all the shards on buying egos. I remember this. Were the Arcanite rewards shardable? No, you had to pull egos. I saved pulls for the Arcanites, but I remember, end of season 5, I had so many things. I had so many shards. I saved up all my shards. I was like, beautiful. I'm gonna buy all the egos. I just bought all the egos. Like, I bought like 15. And then I started the season with nothing. I was empty. I was like, ah, fuck. I just hate adding another tier, but that's just how the game, like, that's just how it works. Like, yes, yes, you're correct. In another 5 years, we might need Uptie 6. Like, that's correct. That's why tiers exist. That is the motto. Like, that is literally how it works. I wouldn't even say that's how gacha works. I would say just that's just how the system works. Will I finish Robo 6? Probably at some point, yeah. It needs to be changed for sure for the game health. Thank you, glad you agree. Like here, it's the same thing as buffing. Like if I decide in 3 years' time I want to buff all the IDs again, what's the difference? There's no difference. It's just you have to have resources to spend. I won't even say for a gacha game. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example, right? On Elden Ring or Dark Souls, you can find weapons. There's so many types of weapons, right? And each weapon you can upgrade to +10, right? Like every weapon you can upgrade to +10. But the starting sword, even if you've upgraded the starting sword to +10 that you start with, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's effective. But at the end of the game, if you find a new sword at the end of the game and +10 that sword's going to be better than the sword you got at the start of the game. No matter what. It's the same like Library of Ruina. Like, the key pages you get in Library... Exact same thing. The key pages you get in Library of Ruina... There are exceptions to the rule, of course. Which there are exceptions, obviously, here. Same thing in Library of Ruina. You have the key pages early on that you eventually just turn into passives. If even then, you would just abandon them completely. The only difference that this is, it's a gacha game. So you pull, you spend money. Theoretically, you spend money, right? But I'm pretty confident, and I'm very confident in saying that 95% of everything that has come from season 3 onwards is not only usable but still good comparative to when season 1 to 2 came to season 3. That's why I say Uptie 5, Thread Speed 5, Uptie 5 should be for season 1 to 2 identities to get them to the level of where like, and maybe like half of the season 3 IDs. Because I think once you hit season 4 onward, besides like the 2 stars, I think they're all fine. Like there's not really an issue with them. Maybe in another 2 years, yeah, you might have to do, maybe in like another 3 years, you might have to do Uptie 5 at that point. But up to the current time, it's not that bad. Besides, I need more shit to spend my resources on. I'm literally holding out on buying facades right now. Because I want to grind the game mode. Buff base IDs will probably be buffed. Hopefully base IDs. I assume base IDs will be buffed at the end of Purgatorio. But the idea is you're not supposed to use base IDs past a certain point. Like that's like the whole story. Right? Yeah, like obviously as the game improves, you get more efficient threads and luxcavations and all that stuff. It is really just a time process. What do you think the eagle will do? Make more extra healing or buff damage? I think it might be an unopposed gimmick. That's what I think. I think it'll be some sort of unopposed gimmick. Like that's kind of it. And hey, look, if you like something, if you really like Zwei Gregor, we have facades now. Which means you get to keep those cool animations. As I said, at the beginning, I was split on facades. I was like, I don't know if I really want facades. And then we got facades, and I was like, actually, you know what? These facades are kind of fucking goated. So now you get to keep all the visual pleasures of your old stuff. And then eventually, probably that old stuff will get updated. Who likes White? Nobody. Everyone likes White Gurger. In Kano 12, we won't be able to use the IDs of any sitters. Should I level up Faust early? Sure, why not? You can still use Y. Well, Zwei could use it first. I'm not gonna lie, Zwei could use it up to 5. He is one of the... He is technically one of the effective ones still. But he could use a little bit of... He could use a little bit more. He could use a bit more. He could use a little touch up. He could use a little bit more. I don't know how you do... I don't know how you up type 5 standard and keyword. Standard IDs though. Maybe standard IDs don't get up type 5. Maybe only seasonal identities get up type 5. I don't know. I'm not sure. It'd be like Paper Mario. Is keyword also an MD? Well, there are Zwei gifts in the MD, which is good. And that's another thing. 90% of the game, 80% of the game content is Mirror Dungeon. And you could, as long as it has a keyword, you could pretty much run everything in there. That's true. You need defense level up. When Lantern is buffed, he gets to feel it. That's true. Especially if they're gonna go with the ego buffs the ID thing, ID route, which they're like half going with right now. They'll probably get automatic up to 5. They might get automatic up to 4. Is there only one Zwei gift? Yes. But it's really good. But it's a really good Zwei gift. Flash power. Damage up. Or defense level up. Attack power, slash power. Really good gift. Like, yeah, like I would love to have, like, for example, I think Encore Premier Soul, like, there are some things that Band-Aids can't fix. Like, I'll give you an example. Ardor Blossom does not need, like, a up type 5. But her getting the ego is really good, because it just makes her better without having her be, like, completely different. But there are some identities here that need like when you up, if they up type 5 them, they need to fucking rework the full kit. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I think Encore Mersault's one of those, bro. Redo the whole thing, bro. Keep in theme with all the stuff, but they need to redo it. Because brother, these rolls are abysmal. This is abysmal tier roll. What is this, bro? 511 is disgusting. This is like, this has an amazing effect, but holy hell no. And then this is okay, but not even still. It's like redo his whole conditionals, bro. Just redo all these conditionals. Counter merchant. Yeah, I guess he just counters, bro. Make him the capstone. Maybe that's why he's the hammer. Like, there's some other examples. Like Chef Ryoshi is a good example. Genuinely, she's just held back by like clash conditionals. And I guess so. Yeah. Like, give us some conditionals on this. Like, this needs to roll like a 27 or something. This needs to roll better. I mean, this is actually decent. This actually rolls decent. This, no. Give some more cons on there. Sinclair, just give him a new Red Sheets ID. That's how you win. That's what you do for that one. If they gave you insane conditionals, maybe. Well, Zwei South got replaced by Zwei West, so he's chilling. Mariachi. Give this boy some poise conditionals. Give him some poise conditionals. You're Kamui, you're special. The worst ID. Well, isn't the worst ID for Sinclair Mola? No, it's not Mola. Mola's actually decent. Well, between Zwei and Mariachi? Who would I prefer on my team? Zwei or Mariachi, unironically? I think I prefer Mariachi on my team. I genuinely would prefer Mariachi on my team. At the start of a new phase, apply 2 defense power up and 1 protection to allies adjacent to this unit. Like, not even a bad passive, to be honest with you. He really just needs some roll adjustments. Also, Clash loses. No one likes Clash lose as the soul gimmick. Dead Rabbit's Mersault. Yeah, Dead Rabbit's Mersault is an interesting case. Because I actually think he's quite useful, but obviously he's very rupture count greedy. Like, look at this, bro. 2 Clash power if the target has 5 rupture count. But you know why it is? It's because he's a 2-star. If they didn't have the 2-star restriction, I'm telling you, this guy could have been a monster, bro. You know what I mean? But he's a 2-star, right? So he's got the 2-star restriction. The thing is, we can't possibly know how much different he could... Like, this probably would have been fucking coin power if this was a 3-star. Like, this would have been final power, and this would have been coin power or some bullshit. Or this would have been coin power, and this would have been final power. Probably that way. This probably would have been, like, -1 or something. This would probably have some more conditional... I don't know. Like, it's impossible to know. Probably would have had some more Clash win. I would have liked if he had more Clash win conditionals. I think that would have been good. I think that would have been a good way to direct Rabbit Missile. If you gave him more Clash win conditionals, like a 7 association. You want the 2-stars back? Yeah, I don't understand the logic between the 2-stars back, to be honest with you. I don't. Like, I get it. It's theoretically cheaper to it's okay. Like, I get the reasoning. It's theoretically cheaper. There's a reason I'm saying theoretically cheaper to upgrade, to you know, create them. It's like, yes, theoretically they're cheaper. But if you could only use them in half the instances of a normal one, I'd rather it just be a little bit more expensive. When did they discontinue them? It was back in LCB Checkup was the last 2-star we got. Yi-Song. LCE Lantern Yi-Song. They should have made you a 3-star, bro. They should have made you a 3-star, bro. I swear by this. LCE Lantern should have been a 3-star. Fang Han should have been a 3-star, bro. Oh. God, bro. I love Fang Han Honglu, bro. He's one of my favorite IDs. I wish this bro was a 3-star, bro. He would have been a monster, bro. Lantern Yi-Song. They should have made you a 3-star. Genuinely 3-star material, bro. Held back by the 2-star rarity. And pretty much every 3-star identity, or every 2-star in quotation mark that has released since then. Like here, like isn't that a good thing? Like that's why I don't understand the 2-star argument personally. Every 2-star that has become a 3-star that has released since Lantern Yi-Song is still relevant even now. Even if you don't use them personally, they are still much more relevant than and easier to use. Which is a good thing. I feel like that's a good thing. Especially especially when they're free. Right? They're still event IDs. I mean, yeah, event identities were 2-stars turned into 3-stars. Who's my favorite Sinnoh? But Heathcliff. Heathcliff's my favorite, but it's hard to pick sometimes. Like, you got things like S-Corp Blue, who's like a gimmicky. Except She Faust. Okay, well, She Faust is... Well, she was a standard ID. She's a... Look, okay, as I've said, She Faust is a very, very particular thing. The reason that She Faust is the way she is because they built her with Thorakagia in mind. Right? Like, here's the thing. Genuinely. Like, no meme. There are two issues with She Faust. One, her non-assisted poise is difficult. And two, her arrow gimmick is very slow. Genuinely, when they made her, I think they relied too much on Thorakagia being a thing. Because if you have Thorakagia, there's no issues with her poise, right? She has good damage conditionals, she has good clash conditionals, she has coin power, she has all that, right? Grip player, I think he's very strong until he suddenly falls off. Like, I think if you have Thorakagia, like, the whole ring is like, they made it with Thorakagia. Second, the arrow gimmick is cool, but it takes so fucking long to shoot an arrow. It's really slow to get to shoot an arrow. Right? And there's a few minor things. Like, for example, I think life render should have just been permanent. I think what they should have done, and I said this before, because I got asked, how would you fix She Faust? So if I got asked, how would I fix She Faust without reworking her? I'm not going to rework her kit. Here's what I would do. Instead of, like, keep her charge gimmick, right? She blocks and she fires the arrow. Exact same thing. But what I would do is I would make it so that she was, for every turn that you charge the arrow, right, you consume another arrow instead of it firing one at a time, right? That's what I would do. Or it was consume arrow she equal to target aim. That's what I would do. So what you would do, right, is like, you want to fire target aim, right? You want to fire the arrows. Instead of having to take 2 turns to fire 1 arrow, it would take 2 turns to fire 2 arrows. So it's like, if you want to fire 4 arrows, all your arrows, it takes 4 turns. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all your arrows. Once you fire out all your arrows, now you have like your damage conditionals. If you want to get the fragility, because that's what you want, right? Like, say you want the fragility, all it is just blocking, it's just consuming for 2 turns instead of 4 turns. The idea is the master you made with every arrow. Spend it at every arrow. Yesn't. Like, the idea is that when you where is it? It's here, right? At 4 stacks, you gain poise, right? You gain 1 poise count, and it caps when you drop down to 3. But you get the arrows back anyway. Like, when you get the arrow back, when you kill something, you get the arrows back, so you get the passive back anyway. But the idea is that they built this with Thorakagia in mind. So if they're going to make you use Thorakagia to fuel your poise, then that's not going to be an issue. It's either they consume multiple arrows, right? Either they consume multiple arrows, or they should have given her, like, some sort of assist attack that she does on her own. Somehow. Maybe like a follow-up attack. So you know how Dim Shred Yi-Sung has like a follow-up on his defensive skill? I think that could have been done for Faust. Like when Yi-Sung blocks, he gets the Dimensional Castaway, that lets him follow up, right? So he can block, gain buffs. Yeah, like Wayward Sang is the fixed version of She Faust. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if they made it so that when Faust blocked and she was charging the arrow, and then if someone attacks, she follows up with maybe S1 or something. Even if it's just S1, like, just make her follow up and attack once per turn. As long as she's hitting something every turn, I feel like that would have been better. Or maybe she does a different skill. I don't know. Or a new skill. I don't know. When am I playing Library now? When I feel like it. You can also make it a clashable guard. I feel like if they let you attack with the guard, that would have been nice as well. But again, I feel like it's just a little bit unfortunate. Like, I still think if you pulled She-Faust, like, here's the thing. I don't actually think her coins are bad. Like, she has a 4 coin, she has a 3 coin. I don't actually think her damage is bad either. She has good damage conditionals. Like, she does, look at that, up maximum 88%. Now, realistically, you're not going to be hitting 88%. But still, I think she's, like, she's got coin power. She's got damage conditionals. Her S1's a little bit dookie, but everyone's S1's a little bit dookie, unless they give me because. So you can use it perfectly fine. It's just the arrow is really clunky to use. Also, I think the evade should be used not like no one is consuming all the arrows. That shit takes too, it just takes too long. That's the problem. It just takes too long. It takes so long to fire off the arrows. To let him cook. You know? Maybe also making it so that her skill... you know what? I also think maybe... Okay, here's another thing. I don't think that her firing the arrow should consume the skill. I think that also is a problem as well. I actually don't think anyone would have a problem. Like a 1-2 to spend an arrow, yeah. Okay, it's either two things. 1, make it so that every turn consumes more arrows. Or 2, make it so that when she fires the bow, it just uses the stats of the skill 3 instead of consuming the skill 3. For instance, right? Let's say you have an arrow charged. Okay? Let's say you have an arrow charged and you use Glimmering Bow, S3. The way it would work is this S3 disappears. It disappears and turns into Bow's Glimmer, and then it gets the buffed version, which is this. I think if it just kept the S, like if combat start, boom, she fires a skill 3 based arrow, and then attacks with her skill, I think there would be no fucking issues. Because it's like, oh, the bow is just free then, right? Like, the bow is just free now. Like, now you hoard the bow, hoard up until you get a good skill 3, you fire the arrow, and then you follow up with a skill 3. So you get 2 attacks per turn. Right? Or make it so that the bow consumes an arrow as well. Yeah, you can make it so that the skill 3 consumes an arrow too. But I think if you did it like that, as long as it didn't consume, because it's like you're consuming the skill to get the bow shot. Instead of just it should be take a turn to charge an arrow. And then the next turn, depending on the skill that you use, it uses the stats of that. So if you use skill 2, do skill 2. If you use a skill 3, you get skill 3. Right? And then she follows up with the skill. She does have a gimmick. Yeah, she can snipe Envy Pekatulms. Like, unironically, she has actually saved my Envy Pekatulm run. She also has no health conditionals. Well, yeah, that's just because she's a West. So she's the East. So she's different branch. I feel like they don't need... Like, if all the South are going to have health conditionals, I think that's fine. But I don't think they should all have health conditionals. I like the idea of her being a ranged character. You can use a normal S3? Kind of. I think it should... I don't think when you use your bow, it should consume the skill only. It should fire the bow proportionate to the skill level of the slot. So 3, and then use the skill anyway. How do you play She-Faust? Okay, genuinely, this is how I would play She-Faust. I would play her completely normal, either one. If you think the fight is going to take more than like 10 turns, then I would just spend the first few turns inflicting the fragile. Because the best thing about that, you know, one of the best stuff about her that you can get is you can get permanent fragile. If you launch 2 arrows into someone, they get fragile. But the problem is that takes 4 turns. So either 1, you start the fight like a boss. You have her be an offset or a tank, so she tanks attacks, right? Like, you have her block stuff, and you have her offset evades or whatever. For 4 turns to get fragile, or what you do, and this is the only other way, you play her completely straight, Like, you play her normally, you get Thorokage up. But in an instance where you get... Because it can happen. Yeah, I think it should be... Yes, I agree. I think it should be 4 turns to draw 4 shots. There are instances where you get, like, triple S1s, right? And I've done the math. If you get triple S1s, right? Triple S1s in your skill order, it is literally better, mathematically, to block for 3 turns instead of using 3 skill ones. I've done it. I've tested it myself. I tested it on stream. Okay? It is stronger than her S1s. To block 3 times is stronger than 3 S1s individually. It just doesn't feel like it, but it is. How about the SP? Well, you want to have SP first. You preferably you want to have SP before you start the gimmick. You know, but you can work around that. Yeah, with the latest ego that got released is Will You Play Don Quixote? So we got Scissors, Labubu. But yeah, I really think this bit here, it should just not consume the skill. Yeah, it should not replace the base affinity skill. I think if it didn't replace the base affinity skill, it would be a lot better. Also, I think this should just be permanent. I don't know. I've said this. I don't know why life render is temporary. Like, you have to kill with the S3, which is not impossible. You have to kill with the bow, which is not impossible to do, but it's very, very hard to do unless you're aiming for it. Giving Faust 2 offense up and 1 final power for the rest of the encounter is not going to be a fucking end of the world. Becomes the new telepole? That would be funny. Is Audibles of Faust ego still good? I use it on Don Faust. First of all, don't ever apologize for asking a goddamn question again. Alright? You can ask as many fucking questions as you want. I don't care. Second, yeah, Embers is really good. Embers is good, and she inflicts more burn. I don't think you're worried about the burn infliction. You probably care more about the embers that she inflicts. Which is like, yeah, because Ember equals burn rupture. So, more burn rupture, it's free. Very aggressive. Why am I talking about She Faust? We were talking about uptype 5s, okay? And every time we talk about uptype 5s, like fucking fate, like gravity. You know how gravity pulls you down to the center of Earth's core? Well, fucking, talking about uptype 5s, pulls me down to fucking She Faust. Every time. She Faust or Sunshower, who wins the most power potential? The strongest potential user of today versus the strongest potential user in history. I think it always like, what ego would I survive? I could probably survive like representation emitter, probably. How do I feel about this? Minus coins always deal more damage, dude. If they actually roll tails. Like, I think he does. God, I don't know, bro. John potential, man. You know what? Like, the thing is, it's just that you know what his problem is? His problem is that he doesn't lose SP fast enough. Eyes from knowledge, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like his counter's goated, but like all of his tails conditionals fucking suck, bro. I did a tier list. I wish I would survive. I don't remember. Probably. Like, he has all dude, tails conditional. You know, okay, look. Here's the thing. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna show you a comparison. This is a minus coin ego, a minus coin identity at season 2. Tails hit, 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 tails hit. Spend sinking on self to lose SP. Okay, pretty cool. He gains protection. It's cool. Tails hit, tails hit. Here's Cardion. On hit, on hit, on hit. On hit, on hit, on hit. On hit, on hit, on hit, on hit. On hit, on hit. Despair. Minus SP. Lose SP. Lose SP. Lose SP. Lose SP. See? Like, yeah, she's a Walpurgis identity. But, genuinely, no meme. The fucking Tails hit conditionals suck. No one likes Tails hit conditionals. Unless it's like an ego. And even then, the egos suck for Tails hit conditionals. If you replaced every Tails hit conditional, not even kidding with you. If you replaced every Tails hit conditional with just on hit, you would have no issues. Even Enclair has on hit. Doesn't Enclair, I'm pretty sure Enclair has Tails hit, doesn't he? He does, see? Tails hit, Fnatic next turn. Tails hit, burn, Tails hit, burn, Tails hit, burn, count. He has on kill, which is, I would much prefer fucking on kill. Get rid of the, genuinely, it's just get rid of the Tails hits. Get rid of the Tails hits. They make them harder. Cause like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my counter to give myself paralyzed next turn, so I can get a better Clash of S3. Oh, I rolled head on the first coin. Oh, I guess I'm not gonna give myself paralyzed. Oh my god, I'm gonna roll S3 and then I'm gonna get paralyzed for the next turn so I can and I rolled heads on the first coin. Also, you see this fucking, like, sinking conditional? Gain sinking count? He should be getting sinking count on everything. He doesn't have enough gain sinking count. Because the idea is that you spend the count on yourself to lose SP. Pretty cool, right? Because it's like, oh, if I have 10 sinking count on me, I lose 10 SP at the turn start. Problem is, this gives him potency. This gives him 1. Which he lose, but by the way, if you clash lose, you get hit. This doesn't give anything. And this is the only one that gives him something useful. You know? So it's like, the S3 is the only one that gives him enough sinking and count to make it somewhat relevant. But it's not enough. It needs more. He needs to gain like 3 sinking count minimum on every skill. Like unironically, every skill should have him gain 3 sinking count and potency. Like he should be gaining potency like fuck, because when you clash win, you gain SP. How many sacrifices does he have? I don't remember. Like 2. He needs the frog. There's a lot of good a lot of the uptie ones are a lot more like prettier, because the uptie 3s are usually always the battle stuff. Yeah, I could do this one, but I like the aura on this one. I was thinking of originally I said he should just have the Captain Ishmael passive. So as you can see here, like his sanity is decreased after losing a clash, right? Because he loses sanity after losing a clash, and then if an ally was defeated, he loses. Right, same thing, right? But Captain, her sanity decrease by 5 after an ally defeats an enemy who was higher level than this unit. Genuinely, I think if he had this, no issues. You go into a mirror dungeon, you kill 6 things, he loses 6 multiplied by 5. Minus 25 SP, boom. Right? Like minus 30, boom. Not including his own thing. Yeah. Like if you give, but the problem is if you give her that, if you give him that, then his own SP passives, like the reason I originally I said do that, but if you do that, you fuck up his own gimmick. Right? So if you do that, you screw up his own gimmick, which is like the sinking. So I said, fuck that passive then. Just give him more sinking count. He needs more sinking count and potency. Skill 1 should give him 3 sinking count, 3 potency. Skill 2 should give him 3 sinking count, 5 potency. Skill 3 should give him 3 sinking count and like 7 potency. counter should give him 3 sinking count and 2 potency, or something, or just like, or 3 sinking count and 1 potency, or fuck it, or just 2 sinking count, right? Like 2 sinking count, boom. Just give him a fuck ton of sinking count. He needs it so he can lower his SP percent. Because after you get minus SP, you're not going to use the counter anymore. You're only going to use the counter if you're high on SP. Would you do the end club simply? I don't think so. I don't think you should. All I think you need is just more sinking count on himself. Because he spends it. He'll spend the sinking count. So if you have like 3 sinking count, he'll spend it. So it says, at the start of the combat, spend a sinking count and lose SP by the current amount of sinking potency. Okay? So you lose potency and you lose a count. So, hell, even if this was just +2. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he needs to get more. Like, every skill... It's also Pierce. That is true. It is also Pierce. But it's because of the Sun Shower. Like... He really, like, this conditional here should be on everything. It should be on use, gain sinking, on use, gain sinking, on use, gain sinking. He needs more potency, because if you give him enough like, yeah, you'll notice, if you double slot him, he actually loses a considerable amount of SP. Because you also got to remember, you're contesting, you have to clash win too. So if you're clash winning, you get maybe SP, you get 10 SP, you get 12 SP, or 14 SP, you know, per usual. So that means you need 14 potency on yourself to nullify that. What was the most interesting updive story? Oh god, I don't remember. There's a lot of good ones. The most interesting... I'm not gonna be able to name that one off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Probably the more recent ones, I'd say. Like, I really like Thumb Rodion's. Thumb Rodion's is probably one of the best updive stories. And like, yeah, Salvador. Look at that sun shower. Yes, we are looking at that sun shower. But yeah, that's really it. Like, he just needs more potency on himself. Middle Otis as well. Yeah, like a lot of the IDs from this season. Oh, dude, Man in the Chair from fucking I'll tell you what. Index Nursefather Yi-Sang was some of the funniest one. I didn't think Index Yi-Sang was fucking hilarious, bro. Bros is getting mogged by Man in the Chair. The Hermes was letting the Man in the Chair have like an aura moment on him. Bro got like you know, minus aura points to Man in the Chair. Like why the fuck was that so funny? They've been really good ones. N-Corp, wow. All roads lead to Sheaf House. Give him red coins too. Fuck it, make his S3 fucking red coins, bro. Man tied to the chair, true. Oh wow, I'm not used to hearing the main menu music. I was like, the hell's that music playing? But yeah, anyway, give him more sinking, remove his tails conditionals, and genuinely he'd be perfectly fine. I am also an avid believer that 2 stars should turn into 3 stars. I think Uptype 5, it's either Uptype 5 is on 3-star identities or Uptype 5 is only on 2 stars. Make him 3 stars, bro. Or make that be a new thing. Turn him into a 3-star. Fuck it. I don't think they will because the 2-star are meant to be at that level, so it's like they're not gonna make them stronger than that level. Like they're not supposed to be 3 stars. But if they're gonna commit to, if they want to commit to like no 2 stars, then fuck it, commit to no 2 stars. Get rid of every 2-star in the game. I wouldn't have an issue with it. If they came out and said, yeah, we're going to turn every 2-star into a 3-star, fuck it. Do that then. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll probably just do Uptype 5s. Need some damage multipliers. Yeah, but like it's a minus coin, so minus coins have a little bit of that. Like, actually, how much damage multipliers does Kodion have on her minus coins? Like, she just gets final power. No, she does get 20%. She gets 20%. She gets deep tiers. Yeah, she gets base power, she gets stack consumed, multiple. Yeah, she gets like 30%. She gets the reuse as well. Yeah, she gets a lot. Do not use Lobotomy Corp Sword Sharper with Tears Rodion as a base level. She is the strongest Wapogus identity in the game. Actually, that's a lie. She's probably not the strongest for Pokemon anymore. That probably goes to like Dawn. Nah. No, she's still up there. She's definitely top 2. She's definitely top 3 still. Don't use her as a metric. She's the exception. She's Gojo Satoru of the fucking minus identities, okay? Well, Sunshower is Megumi, okay? The level of difference between the two is a thing. Thoughts on Ring Rodion? Dude, I should play more with Ring Rodion because she's very pretty. Also, she's pretty goated. Her Vibrant is very nice. I want to play with her more. I haven't played with her in a bit. Might play with her more. There's a gap, true. Yeah, no, we're gonna keep it this one. I don't remember the last time I wish I had a little I wish there was a little thingy that I could look at that said what was the last time I used this ID. Like right here. I wish it told me like last used 30 days ago. I'd like to see that. It's been a while since I've done a Ring Mirror dungeon. I used Ring Faust and Ring Honglu during Railway thingy. Railway. You know what? No, but Ring's already there. I was gonna say RR2 Infinite. I was gonna do an Infinite Cycle RR2, but do you think it'll be a Emo Flex to claim the bones? It's Scissors. It's this one. It's Labubu. Except instead of wearing the hoodie, she's just wearing the dress. And she's gonna fucking snip you in half with the scissors. It's probably gonna be unopposed axe. Have I done 2-star runs? Yeah, I've done 2-star runs. I've done base runs. I've done a lot of runs. A lot of variety of runs. And yeah, I've done all potential IDs. I have not. Maybe. It's gonna be part of high runs that I haven't done. Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set up a team for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna do middle. Am I gonna finish the Railway 6 charge? Probably. I'll probably do that later. Yeah. I'm gonna set up a team for the middle that I'm gonna do tomorrow. Today was a yap day, which is fine because we haven't had a little bit of a yap day in a while. So I'm fine with having a little bit of a yap day. Alright, too. Nah, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. I'm not. It's saved. We can finish that. Finish that at some point. We'll go to Ishmael. R6. We'll do R6 later. It's saved, so I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna be using Yisong because I like the new Yisong ID. Because I like the Yisong identity, so I'm gonna use him. What do I want? What's your passive again, Blade? That's Pride Rose. We die here. Die you! And Pang, I guess. Rodion! What's your passive do? Lost Res. I don't have Lost Res. Yeah, you can stay the fatty that you are. And I mean we're gonna put a lamp in there, but we're gonna be using Yusong. Let me set these egos up and then I'll do this run tomorrow. We're gonna do this run tomorrow because today was a yap day. And I wanted to spend it yapping, which I did, and I'm pretty happy with that. Still, yeah, you know, we'll run triple envy for Tom. So funny. Run the triple envy. Boom, boom. You know, I'll keep Soda. Why not? Screaming. LZB is perfect. That is true. I think it's both. I can pick both this time. I'll pick it for the enemy rate. Boom, boom, boom. I'll keep teleport for the funny. Why not? Ishmael. Ishmael. Penguin Hex now. Because LCCP has a res passive. She's the envy res. Ally with the most HP will do 20% damage to enemies that have used defensive skills this turn. The thing is, it's like, okay, so the question about this is like, do you think we'll get up to 5 for IDs? Oh, 5 for DS? No. I don't think we will. I do not think Dimension Shredder will get it. I would be surprised if it does. So this is 20% damage against enemies that use a defensive skill. Or Rodion passive, which is 20% with the most damage, deals 20% with headed coins. So it's like, yeah. Does it work with counters? No, wait, seriously? Damn. I'm pretty sure Otis has the most HP, no? Or is it Heathcliff? 285. 282. Yeah, she's got more HP. It's Wrath, yeah, but we're doing Mirror Dungeon. Besides, we have Wrath, we have Kicking, we have S1, you have S3, we have S2, we got a lot of Wrath. I'm scared. Do not be. I've been playing since the beginning of Season 3. Why not Red Eyes? I was thinking of doing it. The reason I put Dayu here is because I like the shield passive that she gets. So this will give me 10 shield for Otis, which is just nice if I'm taking counters all the time. Like I could obviously rock the Red Eyes, and if I was gonna use her, I would. It is 3/3. It's decent. It's good for early game, but once I hit like max SP a lot, and I have like high HP thresholds, it's usually not gonna be. Like if I was doing non-mirror dungeon, I would rock this, because if I was doing non-mirror dungeon, I'm you know, it's much more inconsistent. Because I'm doing mirror dungeon, I'm always gonna have SP. I'm always gonna have full HP. I'd rather have shield. Boom, 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 boom. Let's give her a... You know what? I'm gonna give her a dim shred for the funnies. Ah, look at the middle song starts playing. Isn't that funny? Beauty. Yeah, that is the thing. I did the same. Yeah. All right. Look, guys, we are gonna call it there for now. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the Yap sesh. As per usual, you know, we're here to, you know, chill, and it was a Yap session today. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing. So tomorrow we're gonna be doing proper middle. I'll do like a proper middle team. We'll do a middle theme challenge tomorrow. But today was just about yapping about the Dawn, yapping about potential thread spins, yapping about potential upsides. Just a lot of yapping today, and you know, it was nice. It was nice talking to you all. Y'all have a good one, right? Take care, guys. Let me know what you think about the new Dawn Ego below in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your predictions are. And also let me know if you think there's going to be a Threadspin 5 coming with it as well, next well. All right, take care. Bye, guys.